The views expressed on Talk Real Solutions, hosted by Tyrone Thompson at talkrealsolutions.com, are the views of Tyrone Thompson and do not reflect the views of talkrealsolutions.com, YouTube, or etc. The content here belongs to Talk Real Solutions and its many contributors. Views and opinions expressed by all contributors belong to them and not talkrealsolutions.com or Tyrone Thompson, the host, or etc. All data and information provided on the site is for informational purposes only. Talk Real Solutions makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, correctness, suitability, or validity of any information on this site and will not be liable for any errors, omissions, or delays in this information or any losses, injuries, or damages arising from its display or use. All information is provided on an as-is basis.
All right. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. This is Talk Real Solutions. And I am your host tonight. Talk. Oh, Lord. I done forgot my name. Um, I'm checking the audio actually. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, I guess it's working all right. Okay, so welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I am your host tonight, Tyrone Thompson. Today is March the 7th, 2024. Guys, I don't know what's going on in this country. I'm going to put it in the perspective of one of Talk Real Solutions greats. America is no more. America is no more. I don't know what's going on in this country. That's in one of the perspectives of one of Talk Real Solutions greats, the late man Delicon. I don't know what's going on. The Supreme Court made a decision this week that I cannot understand, and the decisions getting made around this country through the judicial systems in this country, it's just I don't get it. I don't get it. So it's just throwing me off. How decisions are getting made that it's one of these things to where I get it. I understand what's going on. Whenever you vote in this country, I guess that gives you power and access to change laws and regulations and rules to um, get what you want, uh, and have the power to just bend the rules, change the regulations, just do whatever you want in this country. You know, uh, that's just the way this country works. I get it, and that's what's going on in this country. That's just the way things are, and that's yeah. I don't think that's the way it was intended to work, but that's what we're getting in this country. When people vote and the outcome is what it is, then that's what they do. Is they change the rules and they get what they vote for. So at that point, I get what's going on. Um, so in a way, it's disappointing that, and you can probably hear it in my in my voice that I am disappointed at the way this country is working, and I don't I really don't. Let me just okay. So I'm gonna run my mouth for a little while and then you guys can call in and say whatever you want to say. I think there's going to be a State of the Union tonight. I'm not watching it. I will go back and watch it later to hear what President Biden has to say. Um, Hopefully, President Biden brings the country together in his speech. I don't know if he's had the State of Union speech or not tonight. Normally they have it at 9 o'clock during the time that I'm on right now. Maybe you guys are watching it at this time. I don't know. Um, Listen, this is a scary time in this country, and I'm gonna tell you why. Is if you got somebody this dangerous as President Trump, this close to power, and you got damn near half of the country okay with this guy being this close to power, then there's something wrong with the foundation of the country that we live in. America is no more. That's why I titled the show the way I did. America is no more because the freedom and democracy that I fought for as an American soldier is no more if it's okay to cozy up with dictators across the world. America is no more if it's okay to sell democracy and cozy up with countries like Korea and China and Russia. America is no more if it's okay to sell nuclear secrets, America interests to foreign countries. America is no more if it's okay if it's okay to overthrow our democracy. America is no more if it's okay to try to overthrow this democracy in the interest of one person. So I don't get it. America is no more if we have a sitting Supreme Court justice that is okay with his wife participating in an overthrow of his own government. What's up, ABC and East Coast? It's in and Howard, I see you on the line. America is no more. It just isn't. This country is completely different than it was 10 years ago when Donald Trump first ran for office. This is a completely different country when Donald Trump muddied the waters of politics and ruined the opposing political party. This is not the same country. When the other political party has been tainted with Russian propaganda and the media outlets, well, the right-wing media outlet in particular. When you know what? Let me just be honest. It is not only the right-wing media outlets. It's the entire media outlets. Let's be honest here. It's not only the right-wing media outlets. It's the entire media outlet that allowed Donald Trump to rise to the position that he's in. It wasn't just Fox News. It wasn't just Fox News that allowed Donald Trump to get away with what even today. It's not just Fox News allowing Donald Trump to get away with what he's getting away with. Because Donald Trump has a social media platform that he's on right now saying the most vile shit that he could say as a former president that's not being reported on by the mainstream media. And it's not getting it's not getting reported on. And none of the mainstream media is reporting on it. He's saying the most racist, anti-Semitic shit that he's saying as a former president, and the mainstream media is not covering it. Any of the things that he's saying on Truth Social. Yet still, he's allowed to run as a formidable candidate for the highest office in the land. He's being criminally indicted in multiple areas, in multiple ways, right? He's been held liable for sexually assaulting a woman. That has not been covered in such a way that holds him accountable for penetrating a woman sexually, of rape, that any other person would be disqualified of violating somebody sexually, right? That he would not be qualified to be publicly seen as a viable candidate by the media. How is this possible that he's still showing up at campaign rallies, and he's been found liable of $83 million, where he's digitally inserted his digits into somebody and penetrated somebody, and he got found liable for digitally penetrating somebody? How is he still showing up publicly and not even being held accountable for that? Why is the media not leading with that in every newspaper across the globe? Not only America. Why is he still showing up at campaign? Why doesn't his supporters wake up with that, facing that every morning? This should be the death knell of that candidate. Why doesn't his supporters wake up to the headline of him attempting to steal the Georgia election, instead of us listening to some fallacious bullshit about Fannie Willis and her lead prosecutor? What the hell is going on? This is where the media in this country is failing us. See, this is why I say America is no more. Colorado got it right with the 14th Amendment when they said this man participated in an insurrection, and they took it to the Supreme Court, and they asked this nation to disqualify this criminal who participated in an insurrection, and they did not want this criminal on their fucking ballot. They did not want this criminal to participate. They did not want this criminal as a candidate in their state. But because America is no more, and he stacked the deck ahead of time, this criminal had the deck stacked, and the Supreme Court, who's supposed to be not political, made a political decision because of politics. They made a political decision and they ruled in his favor, and they said keep him on the ballot in Colorado. And the 14th Amendment clearly says that if you participate in an insurrection, you cannot run for president. It clearly says it. If you are, I'm not going to read the 14th Amendment. I done read it so many times. If you're an officer or office holder, and the president is clearly an office and an officer. Clearly. But the Supreme Court saying, no, you're not. And they're telling us they want Congress to do it. They kick the can down the road. And they think that Americans are dummies. Well, this country boy is not no dummy. And I got my eye on you. And there's one dummy in the chat room because he keep typing 9 to 0, but you need to read the dissents, ABC, because you clearly didn't read the dissent from Amy Coney Barrett, Jackson, and the other 3 justices who disagree with the decision. What? No dissent. Okay, well, I'm going to pull it up for you since you didn't read it. Okay. Now, every time y'all question me, you stupid son of a bitch, I prove you wrong. So I want you to, I want you to remember what you just said, that they won't no dissent, because I'm going to prove you wrong. And once I say, once I prove you wrong, I want you to go retract what you just said. You stupid son of a bitch. I ain't mean to call you no son of a bitch. I don't usually call people no son of a bitch. I'm just going to call you a he bitch. Okay. But yeah, well, I think it was the 4 women. No, there was a 9-0 decision, but there was dissenting opinions in this dissent, in this opinion, where the 4 women justices actually wrote dissenting opinions that they disagree with the overall opinion, which was stupid. I don't get it. Let me pull it up. Jesus Christ. Which I don't get why they did that. They knew it was wrong. Let me see if I can find it. What was the damn decision? A Colorado decision. Colorado decision. Trump. Uh, what was descendant? Hold on for a minute. All right. Okay, so it's gonna take me a while to find it because you know they don't want to put it out here where you can just find it easily. So I'm just gonna have to take my time and dig it up. But I will dig it up because hold on. Conservative lawyers. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me see if there's anybody want to talk while I look this up right quick. Hold on, cause I'm gonna find this shit. Damn it. Everybody want to talk. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna make it. The reason I'm gonna find it because I'm gonna make ABC look like a goddamn asshole. Cause there was a dissent. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. But basically, if I can remember correctly, Comey Barrett said she made the decision because of politics, and the three liberals didn't agree with the majority decision. Those were the decision in a nutshell. Those that and hold on, hold on. Where the hell did I see this at? Okay, so I'm gonna move on, and then as the show goes on, I'm gonna keep digging, and then whenever it comes up, I'm going to, because I thought that I could just pull it up by googling it, but I clearly can't. But it's a sad day to watch what happened with the Supreme Court.
If you're looking for the most powerful, comfortable, handheld arcade machine that you can...
I'm not a lawyer, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn once. I think it was the 14th floor, Section 3.
You initially said that you thought the Supreme Court would have a difficult time. Your quote that I looked up today was avoiding the consequence of the plain language of the 14th Amendment. It was obviously a...
No, that's not it. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to continue with... Can y'all hear me? Hold on. Yes. Yeah, y'all can hear me. Okay, so cause I closed my shit out. Hold on. Okay, there I go. All right. All right, so yeah, so what I'm trying to tell y'all is that whenever they decided the damn whenever they decided to allow Colorado to not kick Donald Trump off the damn ballot, that shut a lot of shit down across the goddamn country, because we seen that Donald Trump invited people to Washington to try to overthrow the damn will of the people, specifically for black people. When Donald Trump invited people to Washington, what he did was he was trying to tell America that black vote did not count. That's what he was doing, because during the 2020 election, because Georgia turned Georgia turned blue, because the black vote in Georgia turned that state from red to blue, because our vote counted in Georgia, because Stacey Abrams got out the goddamn vote, because black people across the nation changed the goddamn outcome of the vote, white America was so pissed off that they was trying to tell people in Philadelphia, they was trying to tell people in Michigan, they was trying to tell people in Texas, they was trying to tell people across this nation to get rid of our votes by not counting the electoral college and inserting these phony electoral goddamn votes, right? This is what Jack Smith is investigating now. This is why Donald Trump is being investigated now, right? These are all the criminal charges that this is part of the criminal investigation that is going on with Donald Trump right now, because of the black vote in this country. That's what January 6th was about. It was about your vote and my vote being taken away from us. We can say whatever the fuck you want to say. We can talk about how crooked Donald Trump is, because he is a crooked motherfucker. But like I was telling Howard earlier today, everything that is done in this country, it goes back to the root cause of why everything is done in this country. It's done against black people. And January the 6th was to stifle the power of black people, the black vote in this country. That's why we're fighting in Georgia right now. That's why they're trying to silence the voice of a black woman and the black voters in Georgia right now. That's why they're trying to silence Fannie Willis right now. That's why they're telling Colorado that a white man is okay for him to be on the ballot after he participated in an insurrection in this country, even though it's against the goddamn Constitution. Because it harms black people. They don't give a fuck about their own rules if it harms black people. They don't give a shit. They don't care. And they got a house Negro leading it up. Clarence Thomas, the lead house Negro, married to Susie Mae, Aunt Betsy, the step and fetch Negro Uncle Tom. I don't know if I can say that, but I said it. The step and fetch Supreme Court. She was a part of the insurrection. The Supreme Court justice was part of the insurrection. His wife was part of the insurrection. Why wouldn't he rule that Donald Trump it wouldn't make no sense for him to rule any other way. Of course he's going to rule in favor of Donald Trump. America is no more. It makes no sense for Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas to rule any other way. If he would have ruled any other way, I would have been scratching my head. Jenny Thomas coordinated January 6th. He knew. Because we have text messages and phone calls between him and his wife. With her coordinating January 6th. Right? So when Colorado identified the fact that Donald Trump participated in an insurrection that Jenny Thomas knew that Donald Trump was in, and said, Donald Trump, because you participated in that insurrection, you cannot be a candidate in our state. That would mean that Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas would have to acknowledge that his wife was a part of that same insurrection that Donald Trump was in. That would mean that Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas would have to acknowledge that he was in that same insurrection that him and his wife and Donald Trump was in that same insurrection, sitting on that same Supreme Court. Oh my goodness. America is no more. America is no more. America is no more. What's up, MJ? All of these fools would have to acknowledge that they are insurrectionists. Don't y'all get it? They had to rule this way. They had to rule this way. Or else every fucking one of them would have to acknowledge that they're insurrectionists. I don't know what skin in the game the liberals had on the Supreme Court, but the dissents that the liberals, and I'm going to find the dissents. Supreme Court decision. The Supreme Court decision for what? Let me find it. The dissent that the Colorado. Hold on. Yeah. I don't know what skin in the game that the liberals had, but they would have to acknowledge that they would have to acknowledge that they would have to acknowledge that they was necessary. Okay, I think I found the dissent. If not necessary to the decision for more disposed case, if necessary, not more. Dobbs versus Jackson Women Health Organization. The fundamental principles of justices of ours. The court authorized to say what the law is. I think this is the dissent right here. Today, the court departs from the vital principle to decide. Okay, so here's the dissent. Hold on. ABC said they want no dissent, so here it is. All right, so here's the dissent from this is Trump versus Norma Anderson. This is the decision, and the dissent is from Sotomayor, Kagan, and Jackson. March 4th, 2024, right here on page. Where the fuck is it at? Hold on. $23.79. Hold on, let me find it. It's right here. Jesus Christ. Y'all gonna have to bear with me till I find it, cause it's just kind of all together, and my damn peepers are bad. $601. Right here, right there. This is Justice Barrett. This is Barrett. Hold on. See, she wrote a thing to where she was against what they did, but I'll get into that later, hopefully. And then this is Sotomayor, Kagan, and Jackson, right? So this is their dissent, and since ABC didn't read it, and he said there wasn't a goddamn dissent because he can't fucking read, and he doesn't read. Let me see. Hold on. I'm not gonna read it. Okay, it's not that long. Do you see this dissent, ABC? I just want to make sure that you see the dissent when you said that there wasn't a dissent, right? Do you see that by these three justices? I want to make sure you see that. Do you see it? All right. Now just apologize in the chat room. Hold on. Woo. I'm sorry for burping. I just had some damn hold on. New York attorney booed in New York. Google. I'm sorry, y'all. I just keep getting thrown off. Oh, I can't do that. Okay, so that's not gonna work. This. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. All right, well, this ain't gonna work. Hold on for a second. Okay, so I just got some new shit going on, y'all. That's why it's taking me so long to do shit. Anyway. I just want ABC to see the damn dissent. Okay, so Justice Sotomayor, Justice Kagan, Justice Jackson concurring in the judgment. If it is not necessary to decide more to dispose of the case, then it is necessary not to decide more. Dobbs versus Jackson, Women's Health Organization, 579 U.S. 2215, 348, Women's Health Organization, 597 U.S. 15. Okay, and concurring the judgment, the fundamental principle, judicial restraint principles. Okay, those who apply the rule particular case must necessarily expound and interpret the rule. Marbury versus Madison. Today, the court departs from the vital principle, deciding not that just this case, but the challenges that might arise in this case in the future. In this case, the court must decide whether Colorado may keep a presidential candidate off the ballot on the ground that he is an oath-breaking insurrectionist, and thus disqualifies from holding federal office under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, allowing Colorado to do so, would create a chaotic state by state patchwork at odds with the nation's federalism principles that is enough to resolve this case. Yet the majority goes further. Even though all 9 members of the court agree that the independent and sufficient rationale resolves this case, 5 justices go on. They decide novel constitutional question to insulate this court and petitioner from the future controversy. At 13, although only an individual state's action is at issue, the majority opines on which federal actors can enforce Section 3 and how they must do so. The majority announces that a disqualification for insurrections can occur only when Congress enacts a particular kind of legislation pursuant to Section 5 of the 14th Amendment. In doing so, the majority shuts the door on other potential means of federal enforcement. We cannot join the opinion that decides momentous and difficult issues unnecessary, and we therefore concur only in the judgment. This tells you that there was a dissenting opinion, ABC. That means that all fucking 9 didn't agree on this goddamn opinion. Do you understand that? Sarge, ABC. Now, I'm not fucking... See, because you didn't read Now you can read it your motherfucking self. Here, because y'all ain't reading. Everybody didn't agree. Everybody didn't agree. Even the next motherfucking sentence says it at the start. Our Constitution leaves some questions. It leads out with the stars. It says our Constitution leaves some questions. It says it right there. Our Constitution leaves some questions to states, while some committing others to federal governments. Federalism principles embedded in the Constitution structure decides this case. States cannot use their control over other ballots to undermine their national governments. Bitches, y'all can't read. Neither can the goddamn Supreme Court, clearly. This was a political decision made by the Supreme Court. And what I will get to a little later, if time permits, is Comey Barrett tells you it was a political decision. Comey Barrett tells you they made this decision politically. As a matter of fact, I will show you right now that Comey Barrett tells you that they made this decision based on politics, not based on law, not based on interpretation of the law. Let me show you right now that this was not based on interpretation of the law. I will scroll up right here. Justice Barrett, right here, right? Justice Barrett, concurring in part and concurring in the judgment, I join parts 1 and 2 of the court's opinion. I agree that the state's lack of the power to enforce Section 3 against presidential candidates, that principles insufficient to resolve this case, I would decide no more than that this suit was bought by Colorado's voters under the state's law. It was done not to require us to redress that the complicated question under federal legislation is the executive vehicle through which Section 3 can be enforced. Now watch this. The majority's choice of a different path leaves the remaining justices with the choice of how to respond. In my judgment, that this is the time to amplify disagreement with stridency. This court has settled a politically charged issue. The Supreme Court has settled a politically charged issue. The Supreme Court has settled a the Supreme Court is not there for politics. The Supreme Court, all I've heard all my life is the Supreme Court is there to interpret law. America is no more. Did y'all hear me? America is no more. Comey Barrett just told us in her fucking dissent this court has settled a politically charged issue in the volatile season of a presidential election in her dissent. She wrote that in her dissent. You looking at it. Now this dummy at the beginning of the show said that there is no dissent. There was no dissent. 9-0, 9-0, 9-0. You dumb son of a bitch. Can you read? Can you motherfucking read? You didn't read shit. You just been following the fucking goddamn talking points of the right. 9-0. You didn't read the goddamn decision. Tyrone read the damn decision. Sarge, you just following the goddamn talking points of the right. You didn't read the motherfucking decision. Comey Barrett just told you the court has settled a politically charged issue in a volatile season of a presidential election. Particularly in this circumstance, writings on a court should turn the national temperature down, not up. They did it on purpose for politics. You got to be shitting me. This is not interpretation of this is not interpretation of law. This is not. This was particularly for politics. What else? Let me finish this. See this. Oh my goodness. Okay. For present purposes, our differences are far less important than our unanimity. All 9 justices agreed on our outcome in this case. That is the message Americans should take home. Oh my goodness. Okay, guys, this is what I've been told all my life. It's the Supreme Court is there to interpret law, right? They're not there for politics. You know, they're not supposed they're not there for politics. They're not political animals. They're selected, not elected. You know, all this hoopla about why the justices are impartial, right? They're impartial justices, right? Bullshit. America is no fucking more. Justice Barrett just proved that. Let's go back down to the liberals. These are Sotomayor, Kagan, and Jackson. You know, I'm done with this shit. I'm done with it. Listen, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. The liberals disagree with the decision, but yet still they voted 9-0 to allow this motherfucker to be on the goddamn ballot in Colorado, but they wrote a dissent against it, right? Comey Barrett wrote a dissent saying that she did it. She wrote a dissent against it saying that she did it for political reasons. Her dissent was for political reasons, but she voted for him to be on the goddamn ballot. America is no more. What the fuck kind of Supreme Court do we have? Fuck that damn Supreme Court. It's a piece of shit. It's illegitimate. But you got these pieces of shit in the chat room like Sergeant ABC that love that piece of shit, Clarence Thomas, that love Amy Coney Barrett, that is cheering on those fucking liberal justices. Now they love the liberal justices, right? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's crazy. They're illegitimate. The whole goddamn system is fucking broken. It's broken. Now we're having a State of the Union tonight to talk about what? What the hell are you going to say, Joe Biden? What are you going to say tonight? This country is fucking broke. There is nothing Joe Biden can say. Nothing. But ABC said they see you I know. You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all another story. You know, every time this happened, I gotta tell y'all a story. When when the decision got made, I received a phone call. Sarge called me when when the decision, he called me and told me, well, he didn't tell me shit. He was screaming about how Donald Trump was allowed to stay on the goddamn ballot in Colorado. And I was like, man, what the fuck is wrong with you? You crazy. He was screaming and yelling and he was all happy. I guess his panties was wet. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with him. But I was trying to explain to him, sorry, that's just not right, because the 14th Amendment doesn't allow somebody who participated in an insurrection to stay on because they participated in an insurrection. And the reason that they're not able to stay on is because they are an officer. But he went on to say that, you know, that the Supreme Court now tells us that Congress tells us that this person needs to be taken off because the Supreme Court said that it's authorized. The Congress needs to. That's just some bullshit, because the 14th Amendment says if you're an officer or an office holder, and now the Supreme Court is telling us that the president is not an officer or an office holder. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's just crazy. That is nuts. You know, and I don't know. They're just manipulating shit. Who's this unknown caller?
What's going on, man? I'm listening.
Oh, hold on. Let me turn this up. Hold on. Who is this again?
I know Sarge is loading up.
Say again?
I said I know Sarge is loading up right now.
Hey, what's up, Jay? How you doing, man?
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, man, I'm just running off at the mouth. He probably is. What's going on? You watching State of the Union?
Yeah, I'm watching it right now. But hypocrisy at an all-time high, I guess, from the other side, as far as with Supreme Court. I think they've been giving him a lot of passes, man. But I think at the end of all this shit, bro, he's gonna end up. This ain't gonna be a pretty scene for him. I mean, there's only so much he could dodge. How many bullets could he dodge, I mean, I don't think he's going to get away with everything. So I looked at it in two ways. I said, even though, the Supreme Court is acting like weak, like they bending over for him or bending for him, but I think that they're like, for what I think is that they're like, well, let him go in there. He's going to lose anyway. I think he's going to lose, and what I see is this. I believe he's going to lose. But when he loses, I think that it's going to get really crazy for him right after that, because they're going to see blood, sharks. Oh, it's over. that chance that he had would have been the chance for him to get away with certain things and put people in position is gonna disappear. He's gonna have a problem right after if he loses. So when he loses, the shit is gonna. You see everybody or most people, these figures pull away from him. I don't think that's gonna be the end of the road for him. But as of now, I see the government, like these courts and all that, they bending for him. Judges bending.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. And I don't know what the end game is. Why are they allowing this guy to get away with so much? What is the end game?
I think it's the end when he loses this election.
Yeah.
Because then they're gonna be like, when he loses the election, right? What happens is this. They say we done gave this guy every chance he could get. We even gave him the opportunity to go run for president. Now he legitimately lost, and now we could go and do what we got to do.
What's up, Jabbar?
Hey, how y'all doing? I see it's gonna be a lot of whining tonight.
What's happening, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I expected nothing less from you guys.
So give us some substance. You got some substance, guy?
Well, let me say what I gotta say, please.
Go ahead, man. You got the floor.
Seems like y'all taking this 9-0 kind of rough. Have any of y'all thought about getting some counseling? Because y'all really sound unhinged right now. Really
well,
sound unhinged.
I want some counseling from you, man. Give me my counseling.
But anyway, that opinion you read is nothing more than just an opinion. Just like Justice's Taney opinion was just his opinion. It carried no weight. Okay. No weight at all. So the Supreme Court ruled correctly, as I knew they would, but I don't know why y'all couldn't see it. It's so clear that the state cannot do what they did. Couldn't do it. But eventually y'all will get over it. Your wounds are healed.
I never had a problem. I wasn't never under it. So, for me, it was like, well, yeah, give him a chance to hang himself because I think he's going to lose. I believe he's going to lose, and then they're going to strike at him. The blood is going to be there. Sharks is going to go in on him. That's going to be the justice system. Supreme Court ain't going to be able to do nothing after a certain point. So his shit is going to – they gave him the opportunity so they don't show that bias, I think, in my opinion. They say, oh, we don't want and it shows kind of some weakness. But I get what you're saying, the state, because if they do let a state rule on something like that, then any president could be out for certain situation. But I think that I think the clause or their wiggle space was that he was in charge with directly insurrection. So that was the wiggle room that he was able to get. If he would have been charged with that insurrection, then possibly they would have been able to remove him because of that charge. But I don't know. I think that there was some wiggle room. There's some blurred lines there where that's where the justice was able to say, well, the state can't rule on it, because there's that, the other. But I think the main thing was because he was not charged with insurrection, if you want to say, per se, the title insurrectionist.
And when you say
he was charged, what was he charged with down there? Inciting a riot. What was his charge in D.C.? You know that, Ty? Anybody? Know what's his charges in D.C.?
Who charged in D.C.?
I'm saying, what is his charges in D.C.? What is the charges that they? Because it's not insurrection, right? Even though he did it. What was the charge?
No,
charge?
You talking about the Trump charges in D.C.?
Right. What was those charges?
Well, it was his it was the espionage stuff, right?
Mm-mm. The espionage supposed to be what the paperwork was the shit down in Florida. Same Jack Smith is handling both cases, right? In D.C. and in Florida, but they two different cases. The case in D.C. is the shit that's supposed to be the January 6th thing.
Oh, yeah. January 6th, yeah.
But his charges is not insurrection, right? So I think that's where the Supreme Court had wiggle room to be able to justify their thing or find a justification in order to say, well, since he wasn't really charged directly with insurrection, we can't remove him because of this. Not to say that it's right, but I think that they found that clause or that space to do that.
I kind of disagree with you because, I mean, I don't think the Supreme Court was looking for any wiggle room at all. It's just, to me, it's just plain. He wasn't charged by Congress with insurrection. And because of that, primarily, I mean, the state can come in and bar him from being on that ballot.
Listen, brother, insurrection is not a charge. Insurrection is more like it's a description of an action, like an adjective. You don't have to be charged with insurrection to participate in insurrection. Do you understand? It's like an adjective. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I mean, you could participate in a whole lot of stuff, but that doesn't mean you committed a crime by your perceived participation.
Right. So we agree on that. We agree on that. So right. if you're a criminal, you don't have to be charged with the crime. You can still be a goddamn criminal. So so when people say that you participate in insurrection, you don't have to be charged with goddamn insurrection to be called an insurrectionist. So you guys kill me whenever you say that he won't charge with insurrection. Whose line did I just open? Okay, whose line is this?
Your ass straight. That's what you did.
Okay, hold on for 1 second. Let me get this other line. Whose line is this? Whose line? Whose line is this? I just opened somebody else's line. Okay, so let me hold on, Sergeant. I'm gonna get you, but I need to find out whose line this is. Whose line is this? All right, we'll get them in a minute. But yeah, you don't have to be charged with insurrection to be called an insurrectionist, Jabari. So I really wish you guys would stop saying that he wasn't charged with insurrection to be called with an insurrection. But
well, I mean, you can't send a man to jail if you're not going to charge him with a crime. If he did a crime, you need to charge him and send him to jail. You can't make a decision.
That's what we're trying to find out. Maybe Sergeant could pull up the charges when he speaks of what are the exact charges in D.C. What is the charges?
Okay. All right, whatever he's been charged with, evidently he hasn't been convicted of it. And because he hasn't been convicted of the charges, you can't sentence him.
Okay, no. He's been indicted on a lot of shit. So we can talk about the indictments. You get what I'm saying?
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
It's not irrelevant because we had a grand jury. We had a grand jury to indict his ass, Jabari.
He hasn't been convicted. He hasn't been convicted.
Well, grand juries are relevant.
You can indict a ham sandwich. Okay. You can indict a ham sandwich.
Okay, well.
I guarantee you, we had them charges, we would not be let in. The Supreme Court House would have said, you're not allowed. You and I, Jabari, Tyrone, or Sarge, involved in some shit like that, they would have told your ass, you're not going to run for president. I'm just saying. I'll leave it there.
All right, well, let's get Sarge up in here. Sarge, welcome to the show. How you doing tonight, sir? How you doing tonight, sir? How you doing? Welcome to the show, Sarge.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tyrone. Tyrone. It's always a pleasure to help enlighten and educate folks. I will
Thank you, sir. I just want to let you know that America is no more, sir. So welcome to the show.
I will hold back my tendency to, with the vitriol and the schadenfreude and the dancing on your grave. And I'm just going to try to educate you. Just
all right. Thank you, sir. Okay.
All right. I will attempt. I will not succeed, I'm certain, but I'm going to make the attempt. Now, I've told you a million times, the Constitution is a common law document. It is not statute law. It and the precedents and the judgments arising from it form the body of common law. It's not statute law. That is why, since you stopped reading in Section 3, had you gone all the way down to Section 5, you could see the phrase, Congress shall have the authority to enforce the provisions of this article. That's the reason they do that. Just like the Civil Rights Act of 1866 was passed before the 14th Amendment was passed. It was ruled unconstitutional. So when they got the 14th Amendment passed, they tried to come up with another Civil Rights Act, which was again ruled unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. But they had to have the statute in place to enforce the 14th Amendment because, again, the Constitution is not statute law. It is common law from which statutes are derived. Now, why do I say that? Because what the Supreme Court did was to narrowly focus on a ruling. They didn't make a broadband ruling. They didn't rule on whether or not, for instance, the amendment applied to the president and or the vice president, because that wasn't within their purview. That wasn't what was before them. They always focus narrowly whenever they can. They focus on whether or not the enforcement provision of the Insurrection Act is applicable to the states to remove some of them from the ballot. It was narrowly focused, like it almost always is. And they said since Section 5 is pretty much absolutely clear, they had no authority. Whether or not Donald Trump committed an insurrection was irrelevant. It didn't matter. They didn't have the authority to enforce the matter because, one, it didn't happen in their jurisdiction. Number two, the Constitution doesn't give them the authority to enforce it. It's not self-enforcing. Now, had they ruled on whether or not he was 35 years of age or whether or not 14 years of his life had been resident in one or more of the states, or he was a natural born citizen, that don't matter no more. I forgot about that. But the other two are pretty clear. In fact, states have removed candidates from the ballot because they didn't meet either the age requirement or the residency requirement. So the things that the Constitution gives the states authority in that are already as clearly established by the Constitution and the law, states could do. This was left to the purview of the Congress of the United States. And the Congress of the United States is the House of Representatives and the Senate. It's just that simple. All this other jive you talking is window dressing. It's got nothing whatsoever to do with the issue that was before the Supreme Court.
All right. Thank you, sir. Miss Lisa, welcome to the show. How you doing, sis? Listen, guys, what I'm not going to do, right, is I'm not tonight, and I appreciate Sarge being short and to the point. I'm not going to go back and forth with Sarge tonight. Me and him, y'all heard me and him go back and forth a lot, and I'm pretty sure y'all don't want to do that tonight. And Sarge is a good sport, and I appreciate him. But y'all heard me and him go back and forth, and he's a good sport. But Miss Elisa, welcome to the show. How you doing tonight, sis?
I'm doing okay, Tyrone. Can you hear me pretty good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
That's good. That's good. You know what? I missed all of your monologue because I knew I would have had some talking points. But by the time I looked up, I said, "Oh my gosh, it's 10 o'clock." I heard what you said. America was you. The last little part where you was talking about America is no more. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically it's because of the Supreme Court decision allowing Donald Trump on the Colorado ballot based off of them completely ignoring the 14th Amendment. I just disagree with that decision.
Well, you know, a lot of people did, but I expected the Supreme Court to do exactly what they did, and it would be unanimous. I expected that because just like the ruling, like basically what he was saying, Trump hasn't been convicted. But you know, I blame the Democrats for this. They mess around, wait around so long to the last minute to go ahead and, you know, get these. Well, it's not up to the Democrats. It's up to the judiciary. And everything, they just waited around so long to get these trials and things going. They could have had a conviction against him some time ago. We could have had a conviction by now. But the judiciary and everything, they just dragged their feet. So this is where we are for the next election, Trump and Biden. And everything looks bad. Everything is scary. Everything is a mess. I don't know what to think. I really don't know what to think, and I don't really know what it's going to be moving forward. I really don't. Unless they all know something we don't know. That's the only thing I put some hope on, that there's something going to come around down the pike that we don't know.
Yeah, it's weird because the three liberals on the court, they agreed. It was a 9-0 decision, but the three liberals on the court, they gave a dissenting opinion, telling us why they disagree with the overall decision, and then the one lady, Comey Barrett, said that she actually disagreed with the majority decision, but she only did it because of politics. It was crazy. They she don't, yeah. So I don't.
They had to vote with.
Yeah.
They had to vote because they all voted that way because well, not part because that was the legal way.
Mm-hmm.
They followed the legal way, the laws. So even though they disagree with it, they had to vote the legal way, the laws. So I don't know. I expected this. I did. I expected this.
What other way is the Supreme Court justice supposed to rule other than the legal way? What other way are they supposed to do it?
No, listen.
Thank you, Saul.
No, hold on for a minute. Comey Barrett did not say it was legal. Comey Barrett says she voted the way she voted because of politics, not because she was following the law. That's what she said.
Because of politics?
Yes, that's what she said.
I would like to know exactly what she meant by that.
Well, Tyrone, I'll tell you something, Tyrone. I don't agree with you, but if, let's say for the sake of argument, that Comey Barrett voted on the sake of politics, then she violated her oath of office. She's supposed to rule on the constitutionality of a matter before her. I don't agree with your characterization of what she wrote. I don't agree with it. But again, for the sake of argument, let's say that's what she did, and only for the sake of argument, then she would have violated her oath of office because she's not supposed to rule politically. She's supposed to rule on the basis of what is constitutional or not. So you are accusing her of violating her oath of office, which is fine. You can do that if you want to. But, you know, if that's the case and it's an improper decision, then it would have been 8-1. Big deal.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that the justices in the Supreme Court is supposed to be removed from politics. This is what you and I have discussed in the past, is that they're supposed to be impartial when it comes to politics. We had that discussion, you and I did, Sarge. And
I understand it. Well, we agree on that then. But you're accusing her of doing exactly what she's not supposed to do. That's what you just accused her of.
Okay, well, look at the screen. You look at the screen right now. This is Comey Barrett. You read it for yourself. It's right on the screen right now. This is Comey Barrett's decision. I don't.
The bottom line. I agree that states lack the power to enforce Section 3 against presidential candidates. That's the crux of the matter, right there. That ends everything else. The rest is just window dressing. That she said. Look at what she said. I agree that states lack the power to enforce Section 3 against presidential candidates. Hey, that puts everything else to rest. The rest of it is just padding.
Thank you, Sarge.
Good
You know
Lord.
what I think. I mean,
but you need to continue. Hold on, Jabari. You need to continue reading what she says.
Okay. She's adding ancillary issues into the matter that she thinks are important for consideration. That's known as dicta. It has nothing to do with the central issue before the court.
Okay.
And on the central issue before the court, she agreed and rendered her judgment properly. So I don't even think she did anything improper, even though had she done what you said, it would have been improper, and she would have been in violation of her oath.
Okay, Sarge, listen. This is a Supreme Court justice. Listen to the second paragraph. The majority of my choice of the different paths leaves the remaining justices with the choice of how to respond. In my judgment, this is not the time to amplify disagreement with stridency. The court has settled a politically charged issue in the volatile season of a presidential election. Particularly in this circumstance, writing the court should turn the national temperature down, not up. The court has settled a politically charged issue. That is not the court's place, Sarge. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand that, Tyrone, and I'm here to tell you that what she gave was an accurate description of the atmosphere surrounding the circus, which in no way, shape, or form negated her previous sentence about that they do not have the power to enforce Section 3 against presidential candidates.
Okay,
She
now
give me the description
I'm done. Okay,
Thank you.
She probably should not have included that in her not dissent, but her concurrence.
Okay, but what I'm trying to tell you, Sarge, listen to what I'm saying, brother. I don't want to debate this, but what I'm trying to tell you is that as an American citizen, right? You and I, as citizens, have had a conversation about how the Supreme Court is not there for politics. Here we are seeing a Supreme Court telling us that they have made a political decision. Do you understand that?
Said. That's not what she said. You said she said it.
It's
she
in
didn't
her.
say. I do agree with you on one thing, though, Tyrone. She should have left that out. She should have left that the hell out. Because you see the way you were distorting it, and you and other people are going to distort that issue, and it wasn't necessary. Her ruling was clear. The states lack the power to enforce Section 3 against presidential candidates. That's bottom line. That is central to the issue before the court. Not what you said about politically charged matters.
All right. Go ahead, Jabbar.
I mean, what I hear in your voice, Tyrone, is you are refusing, for whatever reason, to accept the outcome. It's clear. It's obvious. It's simple. And you're struggling. You're struggling with accepting the outcome, and you're trying to rationalize and justify why the decision isn't to your liking. I mean, that's just what I hear from you.
Okay, listen to what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, let me back up for a couple of seconds, Jabari. The 14th Amendment clearly says what it says. If you're involved in an insurrection, you cannot run for presidency, right? You and I disagree with that. But with the Supreme Court's decision, with this person's Barrett's dissent or decision or whatever she wrote in this thing, she includes politics in it. To me, whenever she wrote this and included politics, to me this is amateurish, and it violates what they stand for. So twice. Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Now, I was just going to say, my understanding of what she's saying is, yes, the whole thing was extremely politically charged. We all knew it was. You have one side blaming the other side, Trump accusing them of a witch hunt and all of this stuff. American public, it was politically charged. And what their ruling did, that they did within the law, what their ruling did should quash some of the politically charged that's going on right now. Not that she voted along before, so because it was politically charged, but their lawful ruling is gonna kind of take some of the air out of this thing being politically charged.
Right, Elisa.
That's what I'm getting.
I understand what you just said, right? But taking what you just said, right? And I agree with everything what you just said. But if what they done was completely above the board legal, then that interpretation was unnecessary. Then everything that they would have supposed to have done would have been completely legal, and they would not have needed the political side at all. Then they would have said, by law, then this is all that we need. We don't need the political angle.
She said that in the beginning. This is the law. This is why I voted this way. And because of all this other stuff going on, the fact that the court voted this way, it should quell some of this fire that has made this particular issue so politically charged. But this is why I voted this way, because this is the law. And I expected them to vote this way. I did. When the whole thing came up, my only thing about this, moving forward, this will probably bring up lots of debates, lots of op-ed papers, writings, and different things like that. Other lawyers and different. This is going to change a lot of different things going forward, because it just seems like the states. I know they voted within the law, but it just seems to me that this whole thing, because of what happened, it in a sense, it trampled on states' rights. But I am not a constitutional lawyer, so I can't argue that. But I suspect that point that I just made, that it just stomped on the states' rights, because I always felt that the states have a right to conduct their elections and things. They have the right to conduct it the way they want. That's the state right. But because all of this muckery, the states' rights is being stomped on here because of the law, and I suspect moving forward, hopefully, that we will see some changes done in this to make sure that this does not happen again, that the states get stomped on. But because this is kind of a first that we're dealing with, Donald Trump is a first, it's an anomaly, this is something they've never had to deal with, states got stomped on.
Mm-hmm.
States did. And I'm hoping.
Well, I just think that this is overreach, and for them to even insert.
I don't think it's an overreach. I expected this, and I don't understand why most people didn't expect this. But I'm hoping moving forward, if not so many of our institutions are destroyed after moving forward, that too many of our institutions have been destroyed, too much of the Constitution has been trampled on, too much of the state rights has been stomped on. I hope that this time in United States history does not become so bad that this can bring upon changes moving forward in case something like this ever happens again. I don't have much hope for that now, because one side don't give a damn about states' rights. One side has never given a damn about state rights as it relates to fair and voting laws and the Voting Act. One side never gave a damn about that. But I just hope things don't get too destroyed where they can't put some stuff in place to make sure that this doesn't happen again. But I don't know if the country's going to be strong enough to withstand what's coming our way. where they can put stuff in place. That's the scary part. Because all I see is these people, they want Trump, 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 Trump. They're trying to create something different. And we might not get back on the path that we need to be back on to be able to put things in place to stop this going forward. That is the scary part. That is what's so scary. This is my let me say this and then I'm done, whoever else can speak. I know these people want Trump, 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 Trump. But I remember watching maybe a month ago, a documentary about Benjamin Franklin, when all of the founding fathers, they were going at it for days and weeks, trying to put something together when the country was brand new. I mean, they went in because you had the southern states wanted this, the northern states wanted it, we had the territories, all of that. I mean, it took a long time for them to hammer out something that the states that were in existence at that time would go along with. And when it was all over and done with, Benjamin Franklin, he was asked, well, what happened? He was like, well, we got us a constitution. That's what we got. He said, if it will last. Now, the Constitution had a lot of problems back then. And from my understanding, Franklin said that because he was getting ready to get on his, during that time in life, he became more of an abolitionist. So he was getting ready to take that up. But there was a lot of problems wrong with it at that time. That's why he said it should last. Because there's a lot of things this country's going to have to deal with that they did not deal with when they should have dealt with it. So I don't think the country's going to be able to, this is my opinion, is going to be able to withstand a lot of this stuff that's going on right now. And a lot of people is ignoring that. These people just want Trump, 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 Trump. But I don't think that they're paying attention what they're doing to the country.
Well, I think part of it, and I was trying to explain this to Howard early, it's a lot of black people that have a lot of freedom that white people don't appreciate us having. And equality is not something that black people that white people don't like enjoying seeing black people have. And they don't care what they break in order to see us oppressed. And they don't give a shit. This is why they don't care if Trump is an insurrectionist, if they allow Trump to actually be an insurrectionist and be on the ballot in Colorado. They don't care about that.
I agree.
They don't care if Donald Trump is accused of being a a civil rapist or whatever, allegedly. They don't care if he's accused of robbing people. They don't care, long as he's able, if he represents that he's the one that's going to oppress the people of color. He's the one that's going to fight the Democrats, the party of color. They don't care because that's what the country originated on, is the guy that kept the people of color down. And that's what he represents. They don't care. And that's what this whole fight is about. They can sit up here and hide it. The mainstream media can sit up here and hide it. And people can complicate this conversation however they want to politically. But that's what this struggle is all about, guys. That's what the struggle is about with Fannie Willis down there in Georgia. That's what Sarge and Jabari is on this phone fighting against. That's what ABC is fighting against. It's really about oppressing the people of color. Now, whether they want to acknowledge it or not, that's what you guys are really fighting against. I don't care if you acknowledge it or not. That's what this whole conversation is about, is y'all fighting against the people of color. It's not really about politics. Well, I guess it is about politics, but that's all y'all fighting against is it's a black and white thing. It's always been about racism. You know,
it will always, it's Tyrone. It will always be. But my thing is, for people who claim they love this country, who claim they love the Constitution, who claim they love what the country stands for, when like me and you, we know this country has a lot of problems because they never fixed what they never fixed. They never made an attempt to fix something they knew they should have fixed a long time ago. We know this. So we fooling ourselves to think, and that very same thing is what's tearing it apart at the seams right now, because they refuse to at least admit. Well, let me take that back. They have admitted it, but admitting a thing, but still allowing it to continue, still trying to continue and to take us backwards. They're still allowing that to happen. So you love this country, you this, that, the Constitution, and we're the greatest country in the world. And, I mean, for goodness sake, you got a large portion of Americans have been brainwashed to think Russia is better. I mean, all of the foolishness. And for black people who are going along with this, I said I'm not going to argue with them anymore because I don't give a damn. If things go the way how they're trying, not you, because you ain't got nothing to do with it. Your rights is not even considered in what they're trying to do. You will find that out. But if they're able to do what they're going to do, you will find that out, how big of a jackass and dumbass you were. And that's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that happening. But I just don't know how much of anything. And like the founding thought, like it was saying, if this here thing can last, but it's like he was saying, certain things they should have dealt with when they had time to do this, when they should have dealt with it, and they didn't because they didn't want to. And that same thing is eating away, because that's what this whole "Make America Great Again" is about.
That's it. If you look at the Trump rallies, that's all that's there is white people.
It's about that without them actually saying it. And then it's also about classism and different things like that too. So they don't want to deal with it. We're not dealing with this thing. So you all, I don't have any children, but you all's children, grandchildren, and their children, they gonna have to pay for this here thing. They the ones that's gonna have to pay for it. And I just, if what I feel that you're going to do, if they are able to do it, all our asses in trouble. And then, let me point this out. I'll be quiet again. Just like this whole thing, like Biden is in bad predicament right now as far as the election. I mean, all of that is just so crazy to me, and the wickedness that's going on with the whole Israel slaughter war that they got going on. And then people are like, well, I'm not going to vote for Biden because he won't do this for the Palestinians. Well, I cannot hang my hat on Palestinian freedom, even though I want them to have freedom. But everybody's talking, and you notice Trump was allowed to throw his hat in a ring during the Republican primaries and not open his mouth in one debate and not have to put forth not one policy thing. He was allowed to just think on his orange fat rump and do. Where is that done at? Here. But nonetheless,
and he still won.
I'm gonna restrain my vote, not vote Biden, until they change their policy against Israel. Biden's policy against Israel does not exist. And here's what I'm saying. It's not Biden's policy against Israel and Palestine. It's America's policy for Israel and Palestine. Biden doesn't have no policy on his own. So people are sitting there talking about they're not going to vote for him because of what's going on. And then Trump did something I was waiting for yesterday, the day before yesterday, after he realized that, okay, I got this nomination in the bag, I can answer a question. Now, his party thinks he's anti-war, which he has been pretending to be anti-war. And when asked, because now he feels he can speak on it because he has the nomination in the bag, he said that Israel, with their IDF, they're going to have to finish. Somebody's making a lot of noise. They're going to have to finish the job. And I'm like, thank you, Trump. Thank you. Now you have given these fools that think that you were going to be better on this issue, you've given them a loud awakening. He's not going to be better on the issue. He's going to be far worse. So Trump gave us a gift the other day when he finally spoke on the Israel-Gaza slaughter. And Trump is not anti-war. He has been pretending to be anti-war. The only reason Netanyahu is still in power right now, because Trump helped him, and they all did that through the Abraham Accords. And just wait till you get a load of that big stomach orange fuck. If he wins the election, everything that everybody's bitching about with the Israel-Gaza slaughter, just wait till Trump get in and put his foot on the gas. That's where we are. But shut up.
Okay, well, look, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get back to the original point of what the show started about. The states have never, under the Constitution, had the authority to determine eligibility to be president. Not ever. Not for 1 microsecond of the Constitution exists. They have the power to determine the manner in which the president is elected, or rather, the electors are chosen that elect the president in their states. That's it. They don't determine eligibility to be president or who can be on the ballot. That is what the Constitution determines. And both the federal government and the states are bound by that document. So if you want to get Trump, you better get him at the polls. You better defeat him legally with a vote. Now, if you do that, and I see that vote as being legitimate, I'll have nothing to say about it. But if there's more evidence like there was this last time, and I believe this time is going to be worse, that the fraud they committed is outcome determinative, you better believe we're going to raise stink hell about it. We're not going to sit up here and stand for that again. You talk about democracy all you want, about democracy being short-circuited. Well, I got news for you. I want to destroy the concept of the Democratic democracy. Let me finish. God damn it, I just got started. Quiet. Now, look, I want to destroy the concept of democracy that the progressives and Democrats have created, because we don't have a democracy, or we shouldn't have one. We have democratic elements in a constitutional republic, and I want to restore that and destroy their democracy. I want to be afraid to fear democracy.
Destroy it.
I'm going to say it again. I want to destroy their concept of democracy. Because it's not in the Constitution.
No. As if you might be 20 years old.
It's not in the Constitution.
Destroy it, you baby boomer.
We're going to do our damnedest. I promise you.
Baby boomer. As if you
We're going to do everything we can to destroy it.
Destroy it. Go ahead, son.
We plan to.
Baby boomer, you destroy it.
It goes to show you.
We plan to. Trust me on that.
Sarge, Donald Trump is going to lose. And when he loses, you're going to be upset anyway. But I want to say this. When he loses is when you're going to see the sharks.
Legitimate outcome.
No, listen. When he loses, remember these words, because this is being recorded. When he loses, the sharks are going to come out in his own Republican Party, those that were running around. Of course, his base, the average person is going to be there supporting, but you're going to see how they're going to, that's the end. I'm just saying, he better hope and pray that he wins, because this right now, he's not going to win, Sarge. I mean, they saying all this, oh, he was close. He's leading Joe Biden. Sarge, remember, shave off all those people that he did have from 2016 that didn't show up 2020 or decided they didn't want to deal with him no more, right? Then, moving forward, here we are, 2024 going into 2025, he done shaved a bunch of people from 2020 on to now. And I'm not saying that his loyal base is his loyal base, but what I'm saying is that out of all the people he had, he shaved some of those people from 2016, the people that voted for him, 2020, and now, where he lost. He lost. He would have won if those people would have came out in droves.
No, Jay New York, that's a good question that you asking. How many did Donald Trump lose to Joe Biden by in the last election? Do you know?
Type it up. They said he lost by what is it?
Type it
6
up.
million
Type it
votes.
up.
That's what they said, and you believe it, of course.
No, hold on. I'm serious. Hold on, wait a minute. Let's find that out, because that is a great question. Because and here's the reason. Wait, hold on for a second.
They said he got 81 million votes.
Okay, so let's say 80,
75 million.
Okay, so let's wait. Let's
74 or 75 from 81. You get 6 or you get 5.
Okay,
so he won between 5 and 6 million more votes than any presidential candidate in the history of the United States.
Okay, so hold on for a second. Let's use 80 million votes. Let's use 80, and this is just an example. Jay New York. So now what we're saying is that 80 million people is now going to flip their votes this election cycle. That is fucking impossible. So you're bringing up. Wait a minute, because Jay New York just brought up a good example. That is not going to happen. So this election cycle, there is no way in the fuck that 80 million people is going to flip over to Donald goddamn Trump. That's not going to happen.
Do you think the people?
I never thought it would. Tyrone, why you saying such an absurd thing?
Because there
80 million insane Democrats going to switch their
vote?
No.
Let's go back to this. Hold on. Let's simplify this, Sarge. Okay. So 2016, people come out for him. He wins over Hillary, right? He wins. Now, move forward. There's people, that's why I said from 2016, there's people that voted for him in 2016 that seen his work, and he shaved off some of those people. So when in 2020 he ran again, he didn't have those people. The number, I ask you, what is the number that he had? Hold on, how about this? What was the number he had? Sarge, I'm talking about the
votes and he had more votes.
Sarge.
I mean, what kind of mathematics are you using?
Sarge, how many people voted in total? Huh?
Okay. You said he lost votes.
How many people voted in total?
Okay.
And then you could break down who voted more for the Democrats and then the Republicans.
That's 6. That's 156 million people, if you believe.
So break it down, minus the independents and the Green parties. I'm talking about where the votes
They're
went
marginal
more.
players.
Sarge.
What am I supposed to distribute to them when they make up maybe 3 to 4?
Sarge. I don't listen.
And most
I
of them
want you
would
to.
go to Democrats.
You have to understand something, Sarge. He did not gain more people. If you think he did, okay. Maybe
Wait a
those
minute.
people didn't vote.
What problem do you have with a number that's greater than or less?
Sarge.
Why are you having so much trouble with it?
Sarge.
No, listen. This is what this conversation is about, and I don't know why people are worried. Yes, Joe Biden.
He's the one that just said it. I just want him to explain it to me.
Listen to what I'm saying.
How did he lose votes when he got millions more votes the second time he ran?
No, he did not, sir. Okay. Now you're going off the loony bin. Okay, Sarge, please, Sarge, stop yelling. You're going off the loony bin.
Well,
now
I'm just saying to myself. I mean, look, irrationality is really hard for me to deal with.
Okay, so please, Sarge,
and he had millions more votes in 2020 than he had.
So why did he lose?
Sarge,
because he lost votes.
Sarge, please stop that. Please, he did not get.
All right,
millions
okay,
more
I give up. I surrender. I can't make sense.
Okay, he did not get. Okay, if he got millions, Sarge, listen, brother. If he got millions more votes the second time he ran, he would have won.
He would have won.
Now listen, let me talk to Jay right quick. Listen,
so now you
I'm
don't
talking
believe
to
he
Jay.
got
I'm talking to Jay.
What are
Let
you
me talk.
denying an
Let me
election?
talk to Jay. Listen, Jay, you're
I feel like
absolutely
you're denying an election again.
okay. Let me talk to Jay. Jay, he won. He lost, right? So Donald Trump lost by 83 million to Joe Biden.
Wow.
So
I didn't know it was that many. I thought it was 6.
Well, I'm
It
looking
wasn't
at the
a 6,
Pew.
you said?
I'll put this over here.
Wow.
I'll put this over here on the. I'll put this over here so everybody can see it.
Again,
So,
not. Let's just be clear. Not 6 million. You just said 80. What?
I'll put it over here so everybody can see.
Wow, Sarge.
So wait a minute. So the numbers have now grown from 81 million to 86 million.
Here it is right here. 81.
Well, you guys got more. Where are all these voters coming from? That's
Okay,
more
right
than the
here.
number of registered persons in the United States.
81.3
I guess
million.
that's par for the course with demon rats, ain't it?
Okay, here. Okay, I read it wrong. Biden
Whatever.
Okay, right here, the Pew Research. Biden received nearly 81.3 million votes, or 50.
That's what I said.
Or 51.3 of the votes cast. Okay, so now.
That's what I said.
Okay, you're okay. So my point being that if he received that many votes last time around, then this time around, these people are not going to flip for Donald Trump. So my point is, you guys are playing a losing game. These people are not going to go all of a sudden turn to goddamn Donald Trump and say this is a better candidate because Donald Trump has these policies that interest me now. Donald Trump is still okay. Can I please finish with what I'm saying? Donald Trump is still talking about Hillary Clinton. He's still talking about Barack Obama. He's still talking about Sleepy Joe. He's still talking about the same dumb shit that he was talking about 10 years ago. He ain't said shit differently than he been talking about. At the same time, while Joe Biden has improved the economy, he has lowered the gas prices. He has did a whole lot of things with the infrastructure bill, and he's did a whole lot. Even though he's gotten older and slower and stuttering more, he has did a lot of things for the people in this country. And he's stuttering a little bit more, but he is good, and people don't want to see his old ass up there. But when you put them side by side, I think people are going to choose.
Trump, yeah.
And even though black people are actually, they're, but Donald Trump is trying to sell black people sneakers and shit.
Tyrone.
Yeah.
Jabbar got up here. Jabari, you got up here?
No.
You got a pair of them Trump sneakers?
No, I don't have them. But what I do have is this. Look, Hillary Clinton got 65 million votes in 2016. Trump got roughly 63 million.
Okay.
So I don't see how Trump is going to lose 20 million votes this time around.
Right.
Why are you talking about Hillary Clinton? We were talking about Biden versus fucking Trump.
No,
go ahead, Elisa.
No, because Sarge
piggyback
pointed
on
out.
what Jay said.
Go ahead, Elisa.
Trump has not flipped any demographic.
There you go.
So that is what Jay is saying.
Yes.
He has not flipped any demographic. We're not on this tier. We're not going to agree upon that, but that is true. Huh?
You don't really believe that, do you?
Not unless you don't think black men are Democrats. Then I guess
that's a lie too.
Black men are going more and more Trump than they were in 2000.
You're lying. Black men ain't flipped for Trump.
And I got the results.
He's talking about himself, though.
I got the
Only
results.
you're not every.
Hold
black
on.
man
Let
in
Elisa
America.
finish. Let Elisa finish.
May I finish? Trump, I do believe that because it's true, and you can go and do your own research. I'm not going to help you with it. Trump has not flipped any demographic, nor has he flipped the demographic of black men. He hasn't flipped. We're not, just because you two here on this phone, and we see a lot more, he has not flipped the demographic of black men. That has been a lie that has been perpetrated on y'all, that you all sit back and accept. And they say the same thing during the last election. But when they went over the polls, exit polls, and they went over the votes as well, black men were still, more black women voted for Joe Biden, but black men's numbers were still the same, with just a small percentage points that were scraped off. And it's the same thing now. But the media would have you, and they did the same thing. And I see you all are regurgitating it here over this phone. And the media is doing the same thing now. He has not flipped the demographic of black men. And I hope for you all's sake that he didn't, and I wouldn't go bragging about that, not because it said that you have to vote Democrat, not because it said that you have to vote Biden, but don't be the demographic that you would completely vote against what is in your best interest. And the Republican Party, with all of their racism and hatred and nothing that they're planning to offer to you in any way, any shape or form within policy, that you would allow yourself to be flipped. So that is a lie. He has not flipped the demographic of black men. And we can come back here at the election, and I will say, and after they gather up all the exit polling and all of this and that, I will be able to say, I told you so. He has not, he flipped you, but he has not flipped the entire demographic. That is a lie, that is propaganda, and that is not true.
And let me say, let me say this.
That's not true.
Let me say this about black men. You two black men have flipped the fuck out, but he has not flipped the black men demographic.
Demographic, he has not done that. Because you can't, and another thing, and just like someone was laughing, the loudmouth
you're gonna be surprised.
Hold on, sorry. The loudmouth black men that you see online, the ones that was begging RFK to help them to get out of child support. The big mouth black men that's online tearing up everybody, tearing up everything, blaming everybody. That is not your demographic, and I would hope you would not want it to be.
You love to make things about me and ABC and Jabbar, but I got the Bloomberg poll. I got the
I'd like to get in there.
Poll. I got poll after poll after poll that shows what happening with black men is true, whether you want to deny it or not. And you're the one that's going to be surprised. I'm not going by me because I definitely don't think I represent the black community, and I've never said I speak for them. But what I have noticed is other people who have had very accurate polls in the past are saying that the black male shift to Donald Trump is significant and it is real.
They said that the last time.
No, they didn't. Not like they're saying now.
Yes, they did. They said
and it was true, by the way. That's why he got 74 million votes.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. We're gonna let Elisa get the last word. And look like I got 4 more people. ABC, I heard you.
Hey, I wanted to say something too. Tony.
Okay. So what?
I wanted to say something.
Okay,
so get the opportunity.
Okay, who is that?
Maze.
Okay, Maze. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you before I get ABC.
Thank you.
But okay, so say something, Maze, so I can see where your line is.
Oh, hello.
Where you at?
I don't know what line I'm on, but I've been waiting.
Where you at? Let me see. Say something else.
Oh, you want me to say something else? I'm talking.
I don't see where you at.
Wait a minute.
Okay, there you go. Look, why I got you labeled Joe? That ain't okay. I got you. So I got you. Who is this line right here?
Hello.
Who is it?
Big J here.
Okay,
Big J here.
Hold on for a minute, Big J. I got you. And who's this
Hello?
line here?
Hello?
Okay, hold on. Who's this line here?
Hello?
This is Miss Lady.
Hold on, Miss
Hello?
Lady. Hold on.
Can ABC go last because he speaks for 4 hours?
Hold on, Miss Lady. Hold on, Miss Lady.
Every week.
Just
It's
open
cool.
all the
I'm
lines.
gonna have to get off anyway. I ain't got time.
We
So
know
y'all.
you do go on and run. That's what you're gonna do.
Wait a
anyway.
minute, ABC. You gonna have to hold on for a
You
minute.
ain't gonna do
Now
nothing
you
but
know
run.
how you
No,
do.
no, real talk. I can't
You ain't
stand
doing
that
nothing wrong
long.
with the
So
ignorance.
I'm listening though.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
you need to listen.
Who's this line here?
Maze.
I don't mind the disagreements. The babbling we can't stand.
Oh, please.
Okay, so
Babble.
okay, hold on. So we got Maze. Go ahead, Maze.
Oh, yes. As I was saying, Tyrone, I've been waiting. So can I give my point of view of what I see on this?
Go ahead.
Well, they was talking about the 9 Supreme Court justices. So the justices told Alabama that they had to do the redistricting thing. What did that state tell them? They wasn't doing nothing.
Okay.
So the other state can do the same thing when it comes to Trump. But that's not the problem. I don't know why everybody thinks just because his name is on the ballot means something. What the problem is, the court is holding up to say, to April, to tell if he can be tried. Just because that's where the problem is. And I don't know why they walk around here shaking and jiggling and having such fun. Ain't nothing happened. And if he is on the ballot, they're holding up D.C. court. They held up the one in Georgia, trying to act like Fannie did something. So I'm listening, and they're supposed to be interpreting, not making laws. They're supposed to be interpreting laws. And that's what the Congress is for, since this person that talks about the Constitution all the time. So I'm just like listening and laughing. It's like, oh, this, you treason to the country. If you want to sit up here just because somebody lose again, you talking about what you're going to do like they're supposed to scare somebody. You're only scaring yourself. So the Walking Dead need to wake up, because that's what I call them, the Walking Dead now, because that's what they are doing, walking around dead and thinking something happened just because they put him on the ballot. So the Supreme Court said Alabama had to do the change so more people could go to Congress, and they said they were not going to do nothing. So couldn't the other state do the same thing? State rights. Somebody always hollering called Sarge. And ADD, you're so funny and scary. Okay, I'm finished.
I hear you, Babblebot.
All right, hold on, ABC. Now, see, you started.
That had nothing to do with it.
Go ahead, Miss
Now,
Lady.
you talk with some, you educate us on something besides stupidity.
Okay. Y'all don't start. Go ahead, Miss Lady.
You know, I watched the State of the Union. It ended not too long ago.
Miss Lady, you kind of low. Miss Lady. We need to turn you up a little bit.
Okay.
The State of the Union address by Biden. Did anyone watch it?
No.
And have you discussed it at all?
No, we haven't.
No, we haven't discussed it.
He did an excellent job. For those that are questioning whether he has the cognitive ability to have a second term because he's older, well, he put that all to rest.
Great.
He stood up for a whole hour. He addressed so many issues and what his plans are and what he wants for the goals for the country. He laid it out from health care to putting money in preschool for children, in reducing student loan college debt, the environment. He addressed so much, and he actually let the Supreme Court justices know. Now, old Clarence wasn't there, okay?
Oh,
but
wow.
He let them know, you have to see it. It was good. He said, you said that women have political power, voting power. Well, you're about to find out. They were looking funny, okay? And it was really good. I would encourage everyone to look at it. He laid out an agenda and his plans, and he covered so many various, areas. He addressed the war in Ukraine. He said there will not be any soldiers sent there, but, they do need financial support. He says they're going to tax the wealthy. He says that the average billionaire only pays 7% in taxes, half the amount, at least, than working people's pay, and he says it's unfair, and they're going to be taxed at 21%, which is going to add $500 billion to the federal treasury, to the government. So he said, you know how much help that's going to be for for the American people. He talked about a living wage. He talked about housing. I mean, he just went through all of the subjects. He's going to establish a department for women's health care. He said because there's not been enough research for women's health care, and they're going to create that. He talked about the immigration, hiring a lot of, I guess they're administrative law judges or whatever, so that these illegal immigrants, they can be moved through the system quickly instead of, waiting for years for that to happen. He just went through everything. So, the Democrats were clapping and standing up. The Republicans were sitting down and grimacing. And then old Marjorie Taylor Greene started yelling out like she does. Yes, and then there was some man that was screaming. She had a MAGA. Some man yelling, and I don't know what he was saying. They removed him. And Biden didn't even look at him. He just kept talking, okay?
That is so disgraceful.
Listen, you hear ABC's cry. He's mad that we're having a conversation about his lover.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, so he really went through all of the topics, and he laid out an agenda and a plan and goals. I mean, I don't know what the other side has laid out, if anything.
Nothing but hatred.
Nothing.
The way you're talking about Biden, you would think he was retarded.
Excuse me, what you say?
No.
The way
Hold on.
He's very comfortable in handling all of this kind of silliness and foolishness very well. He knows when to address people, when to ignore them. He was making jokes. He talked about shrinkflation. He said you go and buy a package and they charging more and you're getting less. He said, remember package of Snickers? You used to get a certain amount, now you get less. They're going to address that.
Cookie Monster's getting mad.
Okay.
They're going to cap late fees for credit cards. They're going to cap the fees that they can charge for credit card late fees to $8 instead of $30.
They did that before.
And he said that they're going to all of these hidden fees, like when you go to buy tickets and all this, or hotel rooms or wherever they had all. He says they're going to have that all up front so that you will not be paying for all of these fees and you didn't understand what they were, what they all included before. So, I mean, it's like a lot of the things he's addressing that he addressed. I can't remember all of them. It was a lot.
Well, sound like Big J trying to get in there, Miss Lady.
Right. Well, I'm gonna tell it like it is. I'm gonna tell it like it was, and I dare any of you Negroes to dissect and deconstruct what I'm about to say, because I bet y'all won't do it. I'm gonna tell you what the real problem is. The reason why you Negroes who want to back Trump or back Republicans, it's not because of policy. No, this is about sexual access. If y'all sit there and look at these YouTube Negroes, these Negroes on social media, this is about sexual access here. They want pussy so damn much. They so pussy starved.
I don't understand how that's going to get them.
Say what?
How is that going to get them there? I don't understand.
Tell him,
Okay.
Big Guy.
Because here is why. No. Here is why. Listen to these Negroes talk about women in education. A woman's education doesn't matter. Women who are educated have more choices than men. Women who don't have an education have to deal with the lower class of men that she had to deal with. This is what it's really talking about. I'm giving these bitch ass niggas online, like Bill Dill's Wise Show, telling me story about you, the black manosphere, and people like AB, always Big Cooney, who's up in the goddamn panel. And Sarge, I'm talking about you two. Y'all worry more about abortion when in reality, black women ain't the one having abortion.
Thank you.
I'm not telling you niggas coming with these talking points and not actual research. Just telling you and you're fucking embarrassment. If y'all was getting pussy at home, y'all wouldn't be worried about this shit. So we love Trump. And Manatee, I see in the chat with he's going more than the women. No, I don't need this police. I don't need this. You got that big fat.
You going in and out, Big J. I just can't understand.
You got this milk toast tender dick bitch ass nigga from goddamn what's his name? Mark Robinson talking about we need to go ahead and take away the women's right to vote. Y'all don't sit there and see it? So y'all really to get back to the plantation. Y'all really go right back to the plantation, hang around with the white supremacists, cause y'all want to put y'all boot on the black woman's neck so damn bad y'all willing to team up with the goddamn white supremacists.
Yep.
Exactly.
And
you made some good points, Big J. I hadn't thought about it quite like that.
I just see these Negroes who want to fuck with the shoe shine like a Tim Scott with his teeth going out, his eyes bucking like that. So he was from the movie Birth of a Nation in 1915 movie. We got these Negroes on this Trump train because they don't want to focus on education. They don't want to focus on generational wealth. They don't want to focus. They want to focus on what she got. Come on and dissect and deconstruct what I said. Y'all can't do it. Y'all can't do people like this. We're heading out for fastest. And you Negroes can't sit there and stand that point. And let's also talk about, I know some of you Negroes will talk about, we're going Ice Cube, and Ice Cube, a $500 billion plan. Well, here's the thing. Read what Ice Cube put down, and read what Donald Trump put down in 2020. The only similarities between those two plans was the amount of the money. That was it. What Ice Cube wanted, what Ice T wanted, and what Donald Trump, the Trump campaign wanted, was two different things. So I don't want nobody to bring that up. Now go ahead and dissect and deconstruct what I said. Y'all won't do that. All you need to do is make an insight. Talk about Big J where you got no woman, you was voting like a woman. No, I've been saving this up. I'm done. Now try to see what I say. I dare y'all to do it.
Miss Lady, can I tell you what the other side got?
Okay.
I'll take the challenge.
The only thing they got is putting people in prison. That's what they got. Putting people in prison. Stopping women from things that they want to do. And what else is that? And you won't have no rights, but they supposed to have rights. And then they too ashamed and too afraid to look at what this man and him going to the courts to hold up him because it should have been done last year. But he was
Well,
holding up.
I just opened somebody else's line. I don't know who lines I just opened.
Can we
Tyrone.
just kind of discuss
Hey,
what
who is
Big
this?
J just
Yeah, it's
talked
me.
about? Because I hadn't quite thought about it in that way, where he said they want to roll back women's rights, have an
That's not what he
uneducated.
said. That's not what he said.
I'm paraphrasing.
We don't heard you talk. We don't need
Okay,
we don't want to
wait a
hear you
minute.
screaming.
I know
I'm
you don't. But you
paraphrasing.
need to.
You know,
need to.
Tyrone, could you
I don't
please
expect
stop
you to
him, please?
Okay, so wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see who this.
Say that.
Okay, let me see.
Tyrone, we want to discuss what Big J.
Okay, but let me find out who this is, please. Who said who this? Hello, who is this?
Yeah, I figured I'd join the party. It
Okay,
seemed
so
like
let
it's going
them.
real well.
What's up,
Yeah,
Joe? Let
we
let
gonna
them
beat up
discuss.
on ABC tonight, or is that later in the program?
I think he
Is
already
later
got
in the
beat
program?
up. With his
Well, they want to
his
discuss.
boyfriend, he got
I guess
mad.
they want to discuss.
Did you hear what Big J said? Because it
You
was
ran.
interesting.
And the one that called
Yes,
him a babbler, he ain't talking about nothing. Cause he don't know what's going on.
I heard, but I just wanted to.
I never quite heard about it. Did you want to say something, Joe?
Yes, Joe. Give him
Yeah. I think people need to realize a couple of things. First is this: the Democrats haven't even begun to start campaigning yet. Tonight was the first night that they officially started campaigning. So your polls are going to change because the onslaught is coming. All right. Number one, the Democratic war chest far outstrips anything that they got on the right. Or nobody's donating money to Trump. They realize he's a losing candidate. He's a loser, and they're not going to throw money behind the loser. They're going to hold their money, for the next round. All right. Number two, the Republicans need the center, and they have to peel off Democrats in order to win. The Democrats only have to pull the center. They don't have to, peel off Republicans. Although I would look real closely at the Nikki Haley win, because that says a whole lot about Republicans in states where they are educated people. That's a bellwether. You really need to look at that, right? And the third thing is this, it's interesting that the people that seem to be for Trump, can never really articulate what it is that they like about him. They just like it. And so to me, I think that he holds a mirror up to these people, and he kind of really legitimizes their own narcissism, their own sense of individuality and me, cult of me. Because Jabbar, Sarge, ABC, none of these guys talk about, the benefit of a Trump presidency to black people as a whole. None of them, right? They all talk about what he's done for me. And so that kind of says a whole lot. Whereas Biden people can tell you about the policies that affect black people as a whole. They may not affect you directly, but at the end of the day, they affect a lot of black people. So it's a difference in how we view the culture and a difference how we view ourselves within the culture. So anyway, I'll just leave it there. Y'all mull on that, and I'm going to mute myself.
Well, some of us are not in the culture. They in somebody else's culture want to bring it to us. And when you come to ADD, they him and whoever the other guy is, he messed up too. He don't know what's going on. He don't even know the three branches of government. I just gave it to you and how it's supposed to work. And then you hear them Republicans, well, Biden administration didn't do nothing. It's your job, not the administration. You as the Congress, you're supposed to be sitting up here voting and sending something down for Biden to sign. How many bills have they signed that did something?
Let me add one more thing real quick. I didn't like the Supreme Court decision, but you can't win them all. But at the end of the day, having Trump on the ticket is actually a good thing because he is poison to the down ballot. He is absolute poison to the down ballot. Yeah, his name is at the top of the ticket.
I disagree with you, Joe.
You disagree?
Yes, I do. I disagree.
Okay.
No,
yeah, go ahead.
You okay? Because you up there in New York, right? You in a blue state. Me, I'm down here in a red state. These people are radicalized. You got to defeat Trump. That Nikki Haley. There's something about the Republican Party. It's so cancerous at this point. Where they actually talk about leaving the union. They're actually talking about putting a bill in the state legislature talking about leaving the union.
It'd be a good thing for them. Ted Cruz not doing too well.
I know.
But Big J, you know, by being politically savvy, that the power is in the down ballot. The Democrats are poised to take the House strictly off winning gerrymandering cases alone. They're poised to take the House. Now the question becomes how much of an advantage they're going to have, whether it be a little or whether it be a lot. But as long as you have people that are on the down ballot that are competing, because for a long time Democrats really didn't pay attention to the down ballot, just the presidency. But now I think that Trump has energized the whole ticket. So you have viable candidates running at the representative and Senate level and the presidency. So yeah, I tend to think he's good. He's good for the down ballot, man.
Okay.
Yeah, Texas is a lost cause, man. They're not gonna try and flip Texas now, but it's coming. But I think they're worried about flipping Virginia, Michigan, Wisconsin, and those states that were battlegrounds before. Pennsylvania.
And one thing you said though, because somebody brought up analysis, Joe. If you look at the state parties and the county parties, there is a civil war among the state counties and the county parties within the swing states where Trump won in 2016, and he barely lost in 2020. If you look at the state parties like Georgia, if you look at Walker County in Wisconsin, in Michigan, the counties that he won, those state counties, those county parties are having problems.
Yep.
So you might be right though on that part, that they're having problems within the down ballot, within the county level, and in state level. Because I do, you might be right on that. But as a Southerner, as a Texan, I'm really worried about these ultra right wing yahoos who want fascism, who wants Christian nationalists.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say right now, if Trump wins, that's gonna beef up Benjamin Netanyahu, who I really see as a threat to world peace.
Listen, guys.
Yes.
He got to go.
We just had a discussion about Trump winning, right? When he lost last time, he lost by 80 some million, right? Do y'all think that it's possible for him to win? Do you think all those voters that he lost by last time flipped enough for him to win this time?
Yes, I do.
Well, they don't have to flip, Tyrone. There's two ways for them to do it. They can either flip or they can be suppressed. And so he's actively trying to suppress them at the court level now, on the local level. Maybe not Trump himself, but if you look at the court cases going on, they're trying to suppress now.
Listen, how he lost last time was
Joe Biden talked about voter suppression in his State of the Union.
Listen, how he lost last time was these young voters, these college voters, getting into voting. These young voters beat his ass last time. Do y'all not think
but voter suppression is really real. They gerrymandering. They're putting up blockages and your ID isn't correct and all of that kind of stuff.
I think he's still going to lose. I think he's still going to lose.
Go ahead, Elisa.
The young voters, the college students, the ones that you're speaking about,
yeah,
they're displeased with Biden right now.
Go ahead.
And it's all
they're rallying in colleges. In colleges, they out there.
It's this whole
they're pissing the young voters off about Israel, huh? I got you.
Listen. I'll give you an example. Sorry.
They're not pleased with Biden right now, the younger voters.
Yeah, they're making them mad about Gaza.
I'm not pleased with Biden. I'm not pleased with Biden.
Look, I'll give you an example.
I want somebody else to run.
Listen,
tell you the truth. I want somebody younger to run.
You got the women's.
Can I tell y'all what I think about that? So they always say they want somebody else younger to run, but those people that Biden got to deal with is just the same age he is. All of those people in the other countries, they're not young. They're Biden's age.
No, but what's going on? Like whenever you listen to Charlemagne the God and a lot of these people on social media, they're making the young voters mad because they're telling them that Biden is not handling Gaza the correct way. And they're making the young voters mad about that.
Well, a lot of people mad because he's not doing it the right way.
Right. See, you're doing the same thing right now. That's the reason the young voters are mad about that.
No,
you know what I mean?
saying, but they protesting.
What is this between voting for him or voting from Trump? And when they get some of their student loans canceled, I think they're going to vote
listen,
for Biden.
let me tell y'all the real deal about that. Biden can't control that. I mean, that's Israel. Israel is fucking that up
That's the
over
U.S.
there.
policy.
Israel. Listen to what I'm saying. Israel is screwing that over there. That is totally Israel's fault. I'm telling y'all, Israel is wrong for killing those people and committing genocide. But they're laying it in the lap of the United States president, and they're blaming it on they're telling American citizens that it's the United States president's fault, and now our electorate is blaming it on our president, and we're making it a political problem for our president, and it's coming into our political system, which is wrong. So
but don't we sell a lot of weapons to Israel, or even give it to them?
See now, and that's another political issue that should not lie in our politics, but it does. You know.
But Tyrone, can I say this?
Go ahead.
It don't mean it'll have.
And then you have outlets like the Young Turks.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's actively fighting against Biden. Yep. When they know good and damn well this is not Biden's policy.
Yep.
This is the United States policy. So I'm trying to figure out, I think they're trying to get viewers from all around. They're now actively, you sit back and you listen, they're actively fighting against Biden when they know the truth.
Right.
Biden mad about Biden. They mad with Biden because he went to Carolina instead of going to the other place. You got that group mad too.
No, they're fighting. They're purposely fighting against Biden on this Israel-Gaza slaughter war.
Yes.
I've seen some of the other progressives. They're actively doing that, and I cannot. Some of it doesn't make sense when they know this is not Biden's policy. And it's not only U.S. policy, it's all of the Western powers policy.
They're signed up for it.
They know
it's
that
Congress that they should be looking at.
Yeah.
They're the money.
But Lisa, here's the thing, Lisa.
Look.
Now I don't know, man. If you watch the UN Security Council, the UN ambassador rolls her hand and voted against the ceasefire.
Yes.
That is a problem. That's a problem.
They made her do that because again, it's the U.S. policy. We've been in bed with Israel, like she said, with other countries as well because they signed up for this. We want the base there.
I know that.
We want access.
I know that. But who makes policy? Who makes foreign policy? The President of the United States. The President of the United States makes policy.
It's just like Bernie Sanders said. He need to tell Netanyahu to chill out or go.
But they're not going to do that.
Oh yes, they.
Oh yes, they will. Oh yes, they will. They are.
Listen. Is he going to listen? And are they going to stop the money from flowing, even though they smacking them? They spanking them. Oh, okay. They telling them publicly, stop it. Is it just for the cameras? Is it where they saying, you know what, Netanyahu saying, fuck what they say. We're going to do what we're going to do anyway.
All right. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. Okay. So you got domestic policies and you got foreign policy. All right. So those things are totally separate things. So whenever you're talking about domestic policy, this shit domestically is fucked up. You got fucking domestic terrorists like Donald J. Trump that is ripping apart this motherfucking country that has domestic terrorism going on, Nazis, homegrown Nazis and terrorists going on in this goddamn country. The foreign fucking goddamn policy that is going on across the seas in Israel and all that kind of stuff is a whole nother goddamn subject. We need to deal with the domestic terrorism, the racism that is going on in this goddamn country. We don't need to mash the two fucking together because we need to handle the fucking Nazi flags that is flying on this goddamn soil right here. I know it's a complicated goddamn situation, but we need to separate the goddamn two. The Young Turks and all them goddamn people that is mashing together the two issues with Gaza and Israel plus goddamn Donald Trump and all. No, we need to separate this bullshit. We need to handle this shit right here on this goddamn soil first, right? We need to separate this bullshit. We need to handle goddamn Donald Trump first. We need to handle this shit.
So we can have a country.
Yeah, we need to fix this bullshit first so we can have fucking democracy fixed on this goddamn soil first so we can have some goddamn sanity in our fucking land first, right? We need to fix this motherfucking southern border bullshit. Allow fucking legal fucking goddamn immigration in this goddamn country. We need to fucking fix this bullshit. Fix goddamn that goddamn anti-American Fox News propaganda network. Yep. We need to fix all this goddamn terrorism in this goddamn country. Fix these goddamn guns that is killing people. Fix these radical goddamn police officers that is killing black people in this country. We need to fix all this bullshit in this goddamn country first before we think about them goddamn foreign bullshit that's going on across seas first, instead of all that bullshit that the Young Turks and whoever the fuck else. Fuck all that damn shit overseas first. I'm sorry, Gaza people. I know it hurts, but we need to fix this shit first, okay? And then we can worry about them people overseas.
Okay. But here's the thing. But here's the thing, though. Okay, here's the thing, Tyrone. I disagree with that. Mm-hmm. See, the thing is, though, foreign policy when it concerns the Benjamin Netanyahu, this does concern domestic policy. Because if the lobby, quote unquote, I ain't going to endanger your channel. If the lobby is using American taxpayer money in these mega churches like John Hagee, Matt Hagee, and Joel Osteen, funding using our money, because we go to the church on Sunday, and they funnel money to the Israelis. And seeing all these Palestinians being killed, I have a problem with it. And then these same people are trying to have a Christian nationalistic, Christian fascist nation in this country. That's why I agree with that. Well, I can't stand Cornel West, but I do agree with Cornel West on that. Mm-hmm. It is linked on that level. I'm sorry, Tyrone. I disagree with you on that.
I get where that angle come from, but I mean, the stuff closest to home is what I think that we need to take care of first, because this stuff touches us first. Like, we see these rallies happening in our states every day. We see the MAGA rallies, and when we go to Walmart, we see the MAGA fucking T-shirts, and we see these people in our fucking towns every day. You live in Texas, you see this shit every goddamn day. People are getting shot every day in this damn country with this racist bullshit. We need to take care of this shit at home.
Well, hold on. I think that again, going what he said, but I'm gonna go from a different angle. It does hit domestic international policy, and all that does matter. Dealing with Gaza, and you can work two simultaneously, right? We multitaskers. And why I say that? Because you got soldiers that got attacked that had nothing to do with anything, and because of our partnership or our what do you want to say? I don't know, not indoctrination, but this allyship. Right, this ally. But there's a word I'm trying to look at. That this marriage, this marriage that we built with this country. You got soldiers, and it so happens to be, unfortunately, 3 black soldiers that get attacked. They got nothing to do with this shit. Now you tell me now on top of that, let's talk about those ships that are sailing through the sea. Now you got them getting attacked, which causing for the military to have to bring one of the ships over there that are also getting attacked. So I think that is a chain reaction, and everything is relevant in a sense, because we live in this earth. We might be separated by water, but one thing affects the other one way or another. You know what I'm saying? So now what's going to happen with these people in Gaza? Somebody's going to have to put them up. They're not going to be in Egypt. Now we got to send food. How are we not affected by that? So if we don't stop it and we don't do nothing, it becomes a bigger bill. That's why I'm sorry to say, America's going to have to start cracking that whip, and they're going to have to reassess this relationship and say, wait a minute, you have overstepped your boundaries.
Well, how about this right here? We're talking about America on the world stage, right? Where the fuck is Germany at? Where the fuck is the other NATO allies taking its place on the world stage? Why are we the only ones having to step up in Gaza and do something? We got NATO.
And they are.
We got NATO, right? And the other NATO countries.
We send weapons, military weapons to Israel.
Right.
I don't think the other countries are doing that.
We have a marriage with them. We have a special marriage.
Well, I mean, listen, but we aren't the only ones in NATO, and we're not the only ones that married to fucking goddamn Israel.
But we're helping finance it. So that's what the issue is. And listen, there's a lot of anti-Semitism going on now. College students are afraid. They're sprawling all kinds of stuff, and they're being attacked and all of that. So you can't divorce it. Jay is absolutely right.
Well,
you can handle both domestic and foreign policy at the same time.
Well, somebody else need to get into a polygamous relationship with Israel then, besides America then, because this is some bullshit.
The United States, we're not the only country funding it. The other Western allies, they're funding it as well. We're just funding it more.
Shit, Dubai just got in bed with them. The UAE just got in bed with them. They just let them open up an embassy, you know?
We're just the largest, the most powerful. But I will say this. If the United States could get something going and get something done, get something going, some type of something that doesn't seem absolutely crazy. Okay, we're going to send food, but we're going to still send them aid. We're going to send food, we're going to still send them bombs. We get something coherent going on in Gaza. Trump can forget the election because the average person will vote for Biden if they purchase caucus up in a casket. So they just got to get something coherent going on with that war. They really do. They got to get something coherent going on.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Donald Trump is not going to win this election. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there.
I'm telling you. he filed up again. I want to go back, Sarge. I know it hurts, but you say that he got these other people to vote.
Now, why you got to bring Sarge's name up?
No, because he you know, he don't have to yell. He just has to accept it. And the point is,
he yells. You know
that. He's not. Sarge.
And you do anything to make sure I'm not here. The big yellow running dog get out of you.
Sarge, let's have a conversation, Sarge. And again, the numbers. But we can have a conversation. I'm not yelling. We can talk. Right?
Have a conversation.
Sarge, come on, man. Listen. And I'm saying that the numbers. And people could argue this whatever they want. I'm just saying, for what I've seen in the pattern from 2016 when he did win, right? However he won with the electoral versus, and they said that Hillary Clinton won, and you mentioned that more numbers. So yes, he won 2016, but as he went on as the president, some of those people that voted didn't vote for him in 2020. And what I'm saying, those people from 2020 that you think that even stood holding on, right? Some of those people that voted for him in 2020 where he lost, I believe that those people, since he lost, are not going to vote for him. Some of these people are not going to vote for him. He did not gain. I think he lost. If you just at the middle and didn't gain or lose, I believe he's still going to lose. But I think that he lost a portion. Again, there's a base of people, there's millions that they're not going nowhere. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that if, let's just say he has 75 million or whatever, I don't think all 75 million are going to vote for him this time. I'm just saying.
Jay, can I piggyback onto what Jay's saying?
Can I say something?
There is a strategy to what Jay is saying.
What I'm saying is that Liz Cheney is not going to vote. Bush is not going to vote for him, and a whole lot of those people that he did wrong and that worked for him that he fired not going to vote for him because they know what he is.
So it's a strategy.
They probably voted for him the first time, but they're not going to vote for him this time. Because Liz certainly not going to vote for him. And I know Johnny not. And what did Liz tell you? Remember what she said? Just remember what Liz said. He's a Republican.
No, but I'm saying it's a strategy to what Jay is saying. If you look at their primary, Trump didn't participate. He just sat back and got votes. But there is a strategy to what Jay is saying. Because the exit polling, the Nikki Haley, most of the time she came up third. But all of the people for Nikki Haley said they're not voting for Trump. There's no way they would vote. So you're not getting the people who vote. And she did pretty stronger in some of the other races. But none of them are going to vote for Trump. And one thing that the Trumpers is not taking under consideration, like what Jay is saying, there is a strategy. They had very low voter turnout at the primary.
And I would say there was a time that those people that voted for Haley, right, those same people that voted for Haley at one time probably voted for Trump, a portion of those people. But they decided not to vote for him this time, right? So, I mean, look at it.
They're saying they're not going to set it out. And a lot of the exit polling for the people who voted for Ron DeSantis said that they're not voting for Trump either. So you have to look at that strategy that way. So what Jay is saying is correct. There's a strategy to that. I'm not willing to say that Trump is not going to win. I don't care if Biden is perched. I don't care if he's perched up in the casket. If they put his shoes up on the podium, that's what I'm voting for. But it doesn't matter. But there's a strategy for that.
I said he wouldn't win when he ran the second time. I said that, and I'm saying it again.
We said maybe he was on the same page.
I'm waiting for this to Supreme Court in April the 15th, or whenever this is, they're going to determine where he can be get immunity from being because he's the president.
I don't think
that's what they should have did in the beginning instead of holding it up.
Yeah, the judiciary took too long to get started on this stuff. This could have been done with.
No, he should stop going to court and prove to people that he's innocent. When he going to court should tell somebody something. The Walking Dead can't understand that. That's what I'm waiting for him to do. Stop running, biting all this stuff that accused him of. He didn't get his lawyer to try to stop nothing. He just went on and did what they had to do. And then probably these lies they keep throwing here and there. But if you're weak-minded and don't understand and sit back and listen to the media, all these talking people, and not just observing what you're seeing, you're going to think he's going to win again.
Yeah, I think
he left the White House nasty. He came in there nasty, and he left nasty. And still been running around for almost 4 years with the same crowd and getting all this free publicity. Because every time you turn around for the last year, all you can see is his face like he's still the president, talking, getting free publicity.
I agree.
So now he's going to have to pay for his publicity.
He wasn't running with these indictments behind him, remember, too. That's another thing. Now he got all these indictments.
Yes.
2020, he didn't have that. He has that, and he lost without the indictments. You think he's going to win with these indictments? Seriously? 92? And he's going to beat the cases? Come on now. He's got to be, he's Superman. He's Superman if he does it.
But the strangest thing, but the strangest thing is every time he got to go to court, somebody else got to go do something in order to try to throw what happened to him in court to focus on that and not him. Because next week got to go to trial for Stormy Daniels. I mean, they're going to be having some trial on her and his lawyer for 10 years. He got to go to court for that. It's always somebody else. He did, but then you the criminal.
If you count on flipping demographics, that's not going to happen. The black male demographic has not been flipped. And I would just wish people would stop saying that. I even heard them saying that to the Young Turks. That is not true.
The Young Turks, Lisa. The Young
Turks. I don't know any black men that's voted for Trump.
I do.
You do?
You do. I know some personally.
Yeah, I got two or three.
And what reason do they give?
Andre, they lose.
They don't have one.
I never said that.
I don't have no.
I said
they don't have one.
Going to make significant inroads to the point.
So basically, they think that voting for Trump, they'll be adjacent to white patriarchy. That's what it is. They think that if any black man that votes for Trump wants to be adjacent to white male patriarchy, but he'll never be a white male patriarch. Duh. Duh.
But the devil's in the details. When these guys talk about this stuff, they'll say, "Oh, 50% more black men, vote for Trump this year than last year." Well, if it was one guy, then there's two. So the numbers, the devil's in the details. It's an insignificant amount. It's a really insignificant amount. Not enough to sway any election at all.
Well, I never said he was going to flip the black male vote because I definitely don't believe that. I think he will make significant inroads into it, and it could be outcome determined.
No, sorry, Sarge. No, the numbers don't. The numbers don't show it, brother.
You're ignoring
or else
the
you would have
polls.
had it the last
And
time.
you can be my guest. Ignore them all you want, because I frequently ignore the polls too. If that's what you're going to do, then be my
only
guest.
shows a percentage, Sarge, but the numbers are insignificant to flip a vote.
There's no exception to that rule. The only poll that they say matters is the one that's the election. But
Yeah, the numbers are insignificant. Sarge. Let's deconstruct your argument. Sarge, let's deconstruct your argument. The majority of blacks are concentrated in cities. Yes or no?
Of the voting electorate.
It's not a trick question. It's not a trick question. Yes or no? Yes, they are. And so those cities are largely democratic, right?
Yeah, the Democrats definitely are concentrating in the cities, no doubt about that.
And he always
okay. So if the majority of black people are concentrated in cities, and the cities are largely democratic, then where's the significant amount, Sarge? Boom.
In the cities, 10% or 15% of it. That's a significant amount. Cumulatively,
it's not going to flip the election. You're not going to make it go
you know what?
Republican.
I think you're ignoring empirical evidence and corroborative statistical evidence.
You have no evidence.
Be my guest.
I think you can't do math, Sarge.
You don't have to believe it. I understand you're skeptical.
You don't have enough.
Be my guest.
You don't have a.
It's not skepticism. It's math.
You are ignoring it.
No. You're
it's not
ignoring.
skepticism.
You
It's
don't have
pure
enough.
math.
No, I'm listening to his argument, and I'm responding to his argument.
You don't have enough, Sarge.
I'm actually listening to what he's saying. That's why I can respond to it. I don't just babble like you do.
Because we don't care nothing. I'm going to tell you what we don't care nothing about. We don't care
I know
nothing.
you don't. I don't care about you either. Because what you say doesn't make sense. I don't even speak your language.
Not educating
I
nobody.
don't know what you're talking about.
It reminds me of the slave that would say, "Oh, Master Weeze is gonna be okay. Oh, Master Weeze not bad today. Oh, Master Weeze."
What the hell are you? Are you a scriptwriter now? Go work for Hollywood.
You know, they want to be adjacent to white male power to the extent that they're just ridiculous. They'll go down screaming and fighting for that white male patriarch.
Yep. And he goes to the
babble. You got more praise stuck in that empty head of yours than anybody I've ever seen. You just repeat phrase after phrase after phrase.
Let's forget the argument. Let's go with the numbers.
Jeez,
you love numbers. No. But Sarge, you don't need to argue.
I can't get nowhere with this.
No, but
I'm not even going to try.
I hear Dog Hollers.
Talk about the
I hear
numbers.
Dog
If you don't
Hollers.
want to have a conversation,
I hear Dog Hollers. And you sure do a lot of hollering. You do a lot of hollering, hit dog.
I want to hear all that. They don't educate you on nothing. They just be in there babbling and running their mouth about nothing. If it's not about a mayor in a city, they complaining about
one goddamn stupid ass bromide after another.
Sarge, talk about the numbers.
See, now you mentioned Sarge's name, and now he's hollering, okay, Jay? And you knew that was going to happen, so you did that.
But what I'm saying is, they want the Republicans want to run a campaign.
He's a grown man, though. He's an older man. He could behave himself. He should know how to behave himself.
But I'm saying they want to run on crime. Every day on the news and everywhere you go, crime. Every time you hear Donald talk about something that's about crime, he's going to get rid of crime, and he's the biggest criminal in the country.
I just wanted to hear the numbers. You know, again, he likes numbers. Bring the numbers.
No, you bring the numbers. Why don't you bring the numbers?
They're not adding up. Is what I'm saying. The numbers that are coming in, or that not even that's coming in.
Well, what are the numbers?
He mentioned them.
Well, I don't believe that. I don't believe anything. I don't believe anything. I don't believe that. You need to do the research and bring in numbers. Okay, I would recommend you do that.
Yes, it's like ADD. He don't do no research. He just bring the lips of them to us and think we've got to indulge in it.
Think we don't believe that. That foolishness. But it's interesting about what Big J was saying, how they want to push women back, have them uneducated. They said because they're sexually frustrated. So they'd rather destroy their potential children's future and legacy by having an undereducated women who aren't making much money with the prices that are just astronomical at this point, and people are already having a hard way to go in terms of affordability due to inflation. So they'd rather just destroy their children's future so they think that they're going to be able to get sex a little bit easier. That's not going to happen. That's stupid.
Well, I mean,
that is just so retarded.
This is how it works in rural areas right now. This is how it works in rural areas right now.
They're retards.
Yeah, the areas that are mainly pro-Trump in the rural communities, that's exactly how it is. The men tend to work, the women don't, or they work in jobs that are very low wage paying jobs. So I mean, they want to make the country.
And they're angry at
Appalachia.
Biden because of the economy. They're just dumb. Okay.
The prices and the economy is bad. It's just like I say, Trump inherited the economy. He always using an excuse for why he didn't do this. He ain't did. Now, as soon as I listened to him the other day talking, everything he was talking about, his administration didn't do that. He was 2 times dealing with crooks. And then I heard him call Omarosa a dog. I'm like,
and if a woman has, so he can jump on that impoverished woman every 10 months. She can have another baby so that she goes into a horrible postpartum depression, and he doesn't care. Remember that woman that killed her children because she just lost it after that Mormon man and he knew she had a serious postpartum depression after she had previous children. Remember?
Yeah,
that's what they want. That's what they want.
That woman he kept that woman pregnant, and she just couldn't take it anymore. She killed everybody in the house. That was awful. That was awful. That
was that husband's fault.
But Big J was saying was a lot of truth to it. I've listened to a couple of people talking about that. It's control and sexual access, and they think they're going to get it through policy.
By restricting, they'll probably be restricting birth control. They're going to keep extending it. So you'll be barefoot and pregnant and poor.
They restrict everything except something pertaining to them.
There's no love there. There's no concern about your family or about the country.
Yeah,
it's all about your own loser mentality, basically. Their own. If they can't step up, they need to step up and go ahead and do it in the world and make something of themselves and offer something. But they'd rather beat down women, oppress women, take away women's rights, so they can feel like they're Lord and King of their little impoverished hut that they live in. How stupid can you be?
See, they're mad because they know that obey part. They say obey, and they think the woman's supposed to walk 2 foot behind them and obey them. Everything they gotta say, she don't supposed to have no freedom to do nothing. That's
well, you know what? A lot of them gonna end up getting shot. We're gonna end up getting shot. Okay.
I never seen a group of men hate women so much.
Don't say that. But you know what? That's why I was hoping that the states could really scramble. Some of them are scrambling now to be able to. I don't know if y'all saw that video, but the black man was begging. That was so awful. They were sitting up there
begging what?
Begging RSK Jr. to help them out so they don't have to pay child support. That was.
Are you serious?
Yeah. When y'all get a chance, go online and type in Killer Mike RFK Jr. barbershop. Just type that in. It will come up. And they had what it was. It was so embarrassing. What it was, they were able to have RFK Jr. come and sit, and talk because he is running for president. And I think he thought he was coming to talk about different policies that if he was president, that he could put in place to help the Black community. And they were not interested. I kid you not, on the planet. They started talking about child support. And they had this one man on there who said he wrote a book that can help teach men how to get out of paying child support. And RFK looked, and he said, oh, well, I had to pay child support too. He said, I didn't know that this was a problem. He said, so you all, and I screamed when he said, so you all are saying that child support is a war against men? And he was like, fascinating. I need to hear more about that. It was such a stain. These men had someone, he's not going to win anything, but he came to discuss policy that could help the Black community. And these men sat there and talked to him the entire time about how unfair child support is. And there's some unfairness in that. I got to be fair. But child support is how they're trying to think up a way that the government could take care of the kids and that they don't have. He was like, but you got to, that's when you have a child, you have to pay. There's a lot wrong with it, the family court. There's a lot wrong with it. Let me say that. But that was such a stain on our community, that thing that they did. You men sat there and talked to this presidential candidate about how to get around paying child support. They didn't care about the policies that he was talking about that could help the community. They didn't care about talking about, and Killer Mike came up with an idea that if a young boy gets a girl pregnant, he don't have to pay child support. The government could pay it, and y'all could send him to school. Then when he finished school, then he could, if he marries her, then you could give him finances and different things like that. He could buy a house. Then he could start. The whole thing was just
no. You know what? If it's a real young boy, a teenager, or I understand that. Yeah, he's not ready to be no kind of father and work. I mean, he's not going to make it. So yeah, send him to school, but he got to stay in school and graduate. And then when he graduates and gets a job, he should start paying child support. That makes sense. I mean, just be realistic. But how old were these men? Were they in their 30s and 40s?
They were 30s, 40s, and 50s. Now let me say
they too stupid to be ashamed. Okay.
Now hold on. Now the thing is, a lot of the things that they were discussing has nothing to do with the presidential candidate and policy. What they were discussing, if they were there with him to discuss reparations, those are conversations that you should have around reparations. If we not policy, not what can be done to help the Black community, as far as different things like that, school, different things that our community, low impoverished community needs. They didn't care about that. They came on and they talked about how they're being misused and mishandled. How they're being misused and mishandled over child support.
You know what? They're mad because they can't afford to have the next woman and sit up there and make her pregnant and spend money and go on dates and buy a new car because they're paying child support.
I agree with them that the family court needs to overhaul and needs some fixing. And he was saying, well, if more men were to become the custodial parent, a lot of that will go away. And
do not sleep on this.
They don't want them kids. They don't want those kids, and they don't want them. Most of them do not. So you got to pay one way. Either you pay the kids or you pay the money now.
I would like to see the laws put some more fairness in the laws for fathers who do want to be custodial parents, that they are given more of an opportunity and that they aren't blocked and everything isn't weighed so heavily on the woman when it comes to that. I do agree. they could skirt a lot of this if more of them were to become custodial parents.
Listen, I met a woman years ago. She said that her cousin, he was like in his late 20s, had a baby by this woman. She was working, and because he didn't want to pay child support, he fought hard. He fought her, and he got the little girl. The poor little girl, I saw her. Unkept, hair uncombed, sleep in her eyes. She like 5, okay? He's too busy trying to date and bring women home to sleep with that he doesn't have time for that little girl. And this lady said that he was always calling her to babysit, her mama to babysit, the aunties to babysit. He didn't really want that girl. He just didn't want to pay child
Here we
support.
go. I know somebody.
There are a lot of fathers who would be good dads, and I do for all the men who are great dads and would be better custodial parents.
Like Jeezy that wants Jenny Mize little girl, but didn't want his other black children.
But I mean, I'm trying to be fair here. There are some fathers that want to be custodial parents. They should be given more of the opportunity, and the same things that are offered to mothers should be offered to them. Those who are going to be good custodial parents. But put that aside. Instead of these group of people speaking on policies for the black community, these men sat and they talked about child support with this. But he said, well, that's a local.
No other group of men would have done that. No, these men coming from Venezuela, these illegals would not have been sitting up there talking about child support. You know, Asians wouldn't be up there talking about child support. They are just too stupid to be embarrassed.
They should have been talking about policy, different things that could help the community. But it wasn't there for that. They wanted to discuss child support, and I felt bad. I was like, this is not the time to discuss that. The time to discuss that is just talk about different things that could enrich the community. That's not what the entire thing was about, child support. And that kind of shows where we are in our community, not all.
Well, it shows why we are in the state that we are in, because we don't have thinking, credible, emotionally intelligent people that have some get up to them and want to work together in a family setting. Okay, that's the problem.
And then the whole time,
too much, what they do have a lot is a lot of narcissism and ego, but they don't have much else. It seems like if they're doing that.
It was a horrible display, and a lot of people have been fussing and ragging and saying up Killer Mike and them that y'all should have done better than that. Come together as men in the community and discuss community things, not your personal issues with child support.
Because, see, a lot of those emotionally immature men, you send them to school, and what do? They get a degree. They think that, they're on par with the president of the company that they hopefully will work for. And they're not trying to get married. They're not trying to raise children in a family setting. They want to show off. They want to get a fancy car. They want to, they want to run women. They don't want to get married. And the statistics show that they don't. Not the black women.
But it also shows people that Garth K. Jr. is doofus. Because when they were talking about that stuff, and he was going, really? So that's a war on men? He was like, that's fascinating. I want to hear more. Because that's something that he is not attuned to.
No. Because if you have children, you have an obligation to take care of them.
And that's what he said. He said, I paid a lot of child support. He said, we didn't adjudicate it in court. He said, we worked that out with our lawyers, when we got divorced. And then they said, well, because you was married And he was like, but I just think that he was like, I didn't know that this war was going on. It was kind of funny because it pulled the rug out from under him because he thought he was coming to discuss policy, and it ended up about child support.
And to be fair about it, he made, I'm sure, a lot more money. I don't know what career he's had, but I'm sure, being who he is, he made quite a bit of money. So he could afford to pay child support, and so he wasn't going to cry about it and complain about it publicly.
They agreed upon it, and he paid that. But he's a lawyer, and then they got family money too.
Oh yeah, they got money. So hey, they didn't want that shame anyway getting out about you not paying child support. They would feel ashamed, but and embarrassed, and it's not a sign of manhood, mature manhood.
It was a lost opportunity for them to show that they are about the community, and this is not all men. This is just them. So I'm not going to broad brush all men with this. But
of course we don't have to. We know that when we discuss it, we don't have to keep saying it's not all. Because when we used to always have to say it's not all men, it's not all black men. Well, we know that. We don't have to.
You know why I do it? You know why I do that? I constantly do that because I don't want trolls to see it. I don't want the trolls, but I will always do that because I don't want the trolls.
I got you.
But it was just a missed opportunity. Even the RKC didn't win nothing, but it was a missed opportunity.
It would have been good if they had talked about getting, money to go to school, about, preschool education for their children and nutrition and about reparations. I mean, they could have helped. They could have gone so many ways, And they
also could have talked about young black boys, different things.
Right, because they need a lot of help.
To help them with because they have reading issues and different things like that could help them. And different things with trade schools, they could have still plead the plight of young black men within that because that helps the community as well. But they didn't. They were just bitching about child support.
And kind of counseling or testing. Like I realized years ago, a couple of them, I was going to tutor them, and they were like, no, I don't need any help. And the mother was like, you do need help. You're not making it. No, I'm okay. I believe they were embarrassed. They were so embarrassed, they couldn't get past it. And I'm starting to wonder, some of them had like dyslexia or something like that. They were never tested for, so there's a whole lot that
it needs to be done. The facts are out there. Young black boys and black men, they need some extra help. And that's why that case needs to be pleaded. And that goes a long way in helping the community overall. But when the grown, rusty men are only concerned about child support, you're not even thinking about that. You're not even thinking about that.
Grown, rusty men.
They're not even thinking about that. All they care about is their child support. Some man told him that men are the giver of life. Women is just virgin salad.
I'm glad they didn't say we are gods. Remember they were walking around saying
it was just such a missed opportunity. Take that time and talk about the extra help that black boys and young black men need, because they do need extra help. And that goes a long way in helping the community. It does.
They need a lot more than going playing football, okay, and basketball.
I would be right beside them championing that because it helps the community. But if it was another missed opportunity, it was embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Even teaching them financial literacy. You can start young.
Reading comprehension skills. They need a lot of help with that. It's a whole bunch of things. The girls and the boys need. But those are the things that goes a long way in helping the community. And once we get some of those things together, work together to clean up the family court. That needs an overhaul, so things to work out more smoothly for everybody. But no, he's talking about I wrote a rule how you don't have to pay child support, and I'm like, no, don't tell the world that you did. No, because you didn't do that because you're coming in good faith. You're doing that because people are disgruntled by the child support system, and you should be, maybe because it needs to be cleaned up. But it was just a horrible display.
So is this on a video? You can see them talking?
It was a whole, you can find it on YouTube. Killer Mike and RFK Jr. Barbershop. Type that in. And everybody's talking about it.
You know what they have done to make themselves unmarketable as men? Because no woman in her right mind would want to date or marry someone like that. I mean, how
a lot of points they made up is talking points within reparations. Some of the things that they were bringing up, that's the type of stuff you discuss. And Themis did a whole video about it. He has it up on his channel.
Oh, Themis did?
He did a video about it, and he played the whole thing and broke it down and gave commentary. So go to Themis' channel. He did an excellent video himself. But a lot of the things they were talking about, bring that up in a conversation about reparations. Those are reparations giving people money for farms and things like that. The president is going to do that. This is something within reparations that we can discuss. And they chose the wrong time to have a reparations conversation about child support. But you should have been talking about policy and community. And it really bothered me. It really bothered me.
Oh, I have to look for that.
The Grupo Themis page, he got it up there. He did a whole 2-hour video about it.
Well, nothing seems to amaze me anymore.
Tyrone.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. So,
you have anything to add? Tyrone, you have anything to add?
Oh no, I was just listening, y'all. I opened Mama's boy line. He probably busy. Let me mute his line. That was him. He no, I'm just listening to y'all.
No, I would love to hear. A lot of you all probably haven't seen it, but I would love to hear some of more men.
Yeah,
there's an echo.
Yeah, there is an echo.
That's Miss Lady line.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Let me see. Yeah, that's you. You got on them old cheap old headphones.
She's in the tunnel. No, she's in the tunnel of love.
No, it ain't. Who is that? Who is this? Hold on. That's your line, Jay.
All right.
Okay, go ahead. I don't even know what y'all were talking about. I was over here shopping on Amazon.
You haven't seen that? You haven't seen the Killer Mike and those video, Killer Mike and those barbershop round table with RFK Jr. You haven't seen that, Tyrone?
You know what? I hear Killer Mike out there talking to that what's his name? The Kennedy guy, and I have paid him some attention because I don't follow him because I don't agree with what he's doing. So I don't pay him no attention. Charlamagne the God, when I see them guys out there, I don't pay him no attention because I don't agree with their politics.
I mean, you don't agree with Killer Mike? No, where did he get this name? What a name, Killer Mike.
He's a killer. He's a killer on the lyrics. You know, he's good at the lyrics. That's just
he was in a rap group.
It's a phrase. It's not like he's a murderer.
Oh God, I'm just like.
Yeah, but I don't agree. I don't agree with their politics. And I mean, the reason that he is who he is because he's articulate and he can speak well and I mean I give him credit too, but he can talk well, but I mean he uses his talent and he actually was able to use the way he speaks to get into politics and
Oh,
influence
he's
people
in
the way he,
politics.
huh?
He's in politics?
Well, clearly he can because he's able to influence people, but he's influencing people the way in the wrong direction. You know.
He also got a show on PBS, so he also got a TV show.
Huh?
Oh, he does. Now, was he a rapper or what? Was he a singer or what?
He was a rapper.
Lord have mercy. Okay.
Yeah, but see, a lot of people can do that, Miss Lady, but he's clearly speaking in the wrong direction with his talent. You know, like Charlemagne the God, he's a good host and he can speak well, but he's influencing people wrongly.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But no, Miss Lady, when you get some time, go check it out on Heat.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
I will. I'll check him out. Lord have mercy.
I felt bad.
All that's going on in the world. And
a lot of our people got talent, but they just use it wrong. Umar Johnson got talent. You know, he just using it wrong.
Yeah, a lot of these preachers too.
Exactly. See.
And politicians and some of them justices, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's unfortunate,
Tyrone,
you know.
I'm going to call it. I was hoping, because none of y'all saw the video what I was talking about. I was hoping to get some more input on that. But once you all see, you see what I'm talking about. I'm going to call it for the night because I got to get up in the morning.
Okay.
But I don't know. Everything is a mess right now. I think we can all agree upon that. But the only good thing that happened, as far as I'm concerned this week, is that Trump will now speak on Gaza. And everybody who's sitting back talking about they not going to vote for Biden because of his stance on Gaza. Wait till y'all get a load of Trump. And then we'll see where we at.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, it's just like every election cycle. It only boils down to two choices. You're either gonna vote for one or the other, you know, and it's either gonna be the Democrat or the Republican. So, I mean, of course, if you're not gonna vote for a dang on Republican. That's the whole conversation that it boiled down to when all facts is on here. You either gonna vote for the Democrat or the Republican. I'm not gonna vote for the dang on Republican. So it is what it is with that, you know.
It is, but a lot of people, they don't have the understanding.
Mm-hmm.
The foreign policy that we got going on right now, that's America's foreign policy. Biden didn't create that all on his own. And that's what I don't understand with these so-called progressives. You all know that it doesn't matter who's president, they will be doing the same thing Joe Biden is doing. Why are you upset with? And then when Trump come out and say he's going to put his foot on the gas, and he said they got to finish it, what does that mean to you? They have to exterminate all of them. That's what Trump is saying. And he's going to help them do it.
Right.
So, I mean, why y'all trying to be out here talking about Biden is, oh, he look at what he did, all of this has come back on us, on not us, but on Biden and the United States, like it's his policy. He just out the blue pulled this policy out of his ass and said, this is what I'm going to work with. No, that's not true. That's America's policy, and he just happens to be the president of the United States. And they know this.
Right.
And they know Trump will be even worse. They know we partly are here.
Trump would have had to commit to something too, even if he didn't want to. But he would have been, like you said, he would have been worse. He would have put the foot on the gas and said, blow the whole shit up in one shot. One of those.
And the reason Netanyahu is still around is because of Trump with Abraham. Of course, they helped him get back in there. So, and you progressives are sitting here acting like that's not true. You're sitting here acting like you know Trump, and I wouldn't put it past if Trump and Netanyahu ain't working together. Him back in. I wouldn't put it past, and I don't like conspiracy theory, but this whole thing stinks. This whole thing stinks. People
Well,
are
yeah,
ready
I
to
mean,
throw away.
to be honest with you, if Donald Trump wouldn't have made the capital
Russia.
of Jerusalem, whatever he did with Jerusalem and making that the capital, I
Right.
mean, this thing wouldn't even be probably where it was, where it is right now.
It wouldn't be. And then all those promises that he made in the Abraham Accords, and
Elisa dropped off. Yeah. So guys, look, I'm getting ready to close YouTube, and I'm gonna open up the lines. You guys can continue to talk. Now I'll see y'all guys next week.
Okay, have a good night.
Q&A session is over. All participants are unmuted. This session is no longer being recorded.
All right, YouTube, I'm getting ready to stop y'all.